Nobody likes keeping track of a wallet full of credit cards with complicated rewards categories. And BECU members like Heather don't have to.
With this card, I don't really spend a lot of time thinking about it. I just use it and pay it. It's pretty simple.
Keep things simple with the Cashback Visa from BECU. No more confusing categories, no more blackout dates. Just 1.5% cash back on every purchase. BECU. Power in people. Member compensated for participation. Cash advances and cash-like transactions do not qualify as purchases. Contact BECU at 800-233-2328 for current product and rate information.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Well, recently we had our bud, comedian Justin Ruppel, on to chat about his great performance on America's Got Talent, which really a great stroke of luck for him because he's been trying for years to, get out there and be a nationally known comedian and get on television, and even was rejected by America's Got Talent once before.
So it's kind of like a feel-good story to see him finally get that, the comeuppance he deserved, BJ.
And I will say this.
Love that word.
Yeah. Muppets. Yeah. I will basically echo what Howie Mandel said when Justin's family was introduced, because both of his wives were there. And
in all fairness, not both of his wives, BJ, because that's not legal. I think he has a wife and a girlfriend.
Yeah, all right. Yes, I see what you mean. Well, both of his love interests in his life and his polyamorous relationship. You're right. It isn't legal to have two wives, but he's got a polyamorous relationship, and because of that, Howie Mandel had said, "Wow, man, you have already won."
Yes.
And then he's on America's Got Talent. Finally, that was a win. Well, his family just had another big win, and this time it happened to his wife. The luck is just insane. As while Justin was performing some comedy shows in Nevada, his wife Catherine's like, you know what? You do the shows. I'll play some slots at the Grand Sierra Resort and Casino in Nevada. She plays the slot machines and wins $1.4 million.
Nice. You got to be kidding me!
Wow! Whoa!
All right, I'm done with Justin.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Yeah, he's like the Rock to me now. Yeah. Too much good stuff's happening to this guy.
It's not his fault. It's his wife's fault.
I don't care. It's still guilt by association. This guy's got a wife and a girlfriend, and he's on America's Got Talent. They all love him on that show. He's handsome, and now he's got $1.4 million. Or his wife does.
I can't disagree with the fact that there's huge amounts of envy, which could easily turn to jealousy and hate.
Yeah, right now he's still okay with it. If he starts hanging out with The Rock, BJ, I might lose my mind.
Oh man!
Well, unless he invites me over for a cheat meal day.
Yeah, there you go.
How about his wife? And his wife Catherine said, "We're looking forward to paying down our debts and traveling with this money."
Hell yeah!
Sounds perfect.
Wow, man! Oh man!
You think he just is like, "Hey guys, America Got Talent. You know what? I don't need it anymore. We're good.
Right? We're solid.
We're good to go.
Yeah,
we're millionaires now."
Yeah, but those that get you like a studio apartment in Seattle.
That's true.
Really?
And he's down in L.A., right?
Yeah,
it's got to be much worse.
He gets a shed. At The Rock's house.
Oh, there you go.
I know, man.
I was about to say, man, that guy's luck is crazy. He should get a lottery ticket, but that's exactly what happened.
Exactly.
It actually did pay off for him.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one is harder to do, the lottery or the slots. But yeah, good for him. That is, wow.
Oh, she played Wheel of Fortune. That's my favorite slot machine.
That one's super fun just because the wheel spins and does all the fun stuff.
Right. And it goes, Wheel of Fortune.
Well, there is that. But for her, it really was a Wheel of Fortune.
Damn straight it was, BJ.
She had much better luck than the Rev did on Wheel of Fortune.
Hey, shut up.
That's rough, man.
That is rude.
Not false, but rough.
Yeah, completely true, but...
Yeah, she didn't even have to get on the show. She just went and played one of their slot machine things, and it treated her better than the real show treated Rev.
I can't even imagine what that would feel like. Because I remember winning like $20 on like a Wheel of Fortune slot machine in Vegas and freaking the F out. Like, I just won. Granted, I might have put like $100 in to get that $20, but... That's another story.
Yeah.
Could you imagine, like, you going through and then boom, 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 you just won $1.4 million?
No, not at all.
No.
I've won like $200 and I've been ecstatic. I think I would probably just pass out.
The best experience I've ever had was we were waiting to go to a buffet with a friend. He went over to a slot machine, won $1,200, and paid for. We ended up moving. Ended up going to the Bellagio buffet as opposed to wherever the hell we were going at that point.
Uncle Chuck's buffet.
And he paid for everybody. It was so great.
Oh yeah,
He better.
Right?
Now, dude, who votes on America's Got Talent eventually? Like, is it? I don't watch the show enough to know, like, how are they made the winner of the whole thing? Is it the audience?
I think it's the audience. I don't know, though. You know, I'm just assuming it's the audience, but it might be the judges.
Because do you think that would, like, slant him in the eyes of the audience?
Oh, yeah, he lost my vote.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, dude, we thought you had a great story, but really, you got the wonderful family, the beautiful everything, and now the 1.4 million. America doesn't believe America believes you have too much talent.
Right. You might not have talent, but you got cash, and we don't want to vote for you now.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm voting for the guy that swallows a light bulb or whatever. I'm kidding.
Well, congratulations to the entire thruple there. Because,
the Ruppel Thruple.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
I can't take credit for that. I think he came up with that himself, at least the thruple, I think he called it.
Could you, I mean, every once in a while you get like good news from like your significant other, and you're like, that's so awesome, babe. I can't believe that happened. I don't even know what I would just be like, man, what? You won what? That just seems so insane.
Oh, I know what you would do. First off, she'd have to tell you that you won a lot less than you did because you're immediately going to go crazy and spend it on all stupid stuff. Yeah, I know what you would do.
Oh, I'm already off to the car dealership.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. Right. You're already off to the NHL shop is where you're off to.
Oh, I've already ordered a custom jersey for every player that's going to be on the team, especially Shane Wright, Manny Veneers. Forget about it.
Every number 69.
You're already you're searching every minor league baseball team to see exactly the cool stuff.
Right?
You can get.
No, you don't need to search those. Those are just on our Facebook feed.
Yeah, I just had to open up Facebook. Babe, I got the hamburger hat I've been wanting.
There will be a pretzel machine in the Migs household. We know that'll be a thing.
Yeah, we might invest into a Ryan house just so I could go there and get pretzels whenever I want.
Right? Just have your own in your own house.
So I would advise Mrs. Migs to really just say, I only want like $10.
That's
and not tell you. Yeah.
That is just good for him.
Yeah, Justin Ruppel's wife won $1.4 million playing the slots in Vegas while he was performing.
He's got to be like 2022 is off to a rocking start.
Yeah,
I mean, I know we're over halfway through it now, but you know what I mean.
It's great 2022 at this point.
Best year ever.
Man, for the rest of us, we're like, wow, why did he win the post-COVID lottery? That's what I want to know.
He's getting his comeuppance.
He's getting his I feel like
saying that again.
It's not. You're not using it right. Though.
I know I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm taking the power back from that.
He's getting
word.
his just desserts. Well, that doesn't sound the greatest either. He's finally getting what's coming to him. Yeah,
his comeuppance.
Yeah, his comeuppance.
Well, comeuppance is for punishment, though.
Yeah,
well, it says
we're punishing him with a lot of money and success.
Oh, can you please punish me with that? I want
we'll show you.
Please punish me.
Here's millions of dollars, you jerk. We got a woman that fell into a volcano. And yeah, it was all because she was doing something stupid. Steve will tell you all about this. He's got the Migs report for you at 6:20 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
BECU. You've heard the name, seen the letters. But what does BECU stand for? Simply put, not-for-profit BECU stands for people. For charting your own path. For choosing what's right for members instead of what's profitable for someone else. Because they are the reason our credit union exists. So we do everything in our power to help them reach their financial goals. BECU. Power in people. All Pacific Northwest residents are eligible to join. Federally insured by NCUA.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
If you're hearing an informative newscast right now, well, then you must not be listening to BJ and Migs. Live from the KISW News Center in downtown Seattle, this is the Migs Report.
Well, thanks, guys, and thanks a lot, Tigers, for giving us the Migs Report. Today is a day to enjoy yourself a pecan or pecan or pecan, however you want to pronounce it.
Pecan.
A pecan. Get yourself some pie. Pecan pie, people.
Gotta get me some pecan pie.
Got that pecan pie. Also today,
Dan.
it's a day that's very important in our household because Tatum is a big fan of the Etch-a-Sketch, like the more current looking ones.
Nice. I didn't even know they were still doing that.
Well, it's like an Etch-a-Sketch. It's probably just like an imitation version, but it's got the same kind of concept. It's National Etch-a-Sketch Day, and yes, they do still have them. I see them at stores, BJ.
Yeah. Wow.
I like the keychain ones. The little keychain ones are pretty impressive.
Those seem difficult to use.
They're completely pointless other than the fact that they're cute because they're like little versions of the Etch-a-Sketch, but they don't do much.
Yeah.
Also today, I don't know if you should enjoy a steak to celebrate it or a glass of milk, but it's Cow Appreciation Day.
Oh, wow.
Okay. All right, let's talk a little bit about a woman who's not very bright. She was over by Mount Vesuvius in Italy, the volcano.
Oh, yeah.
And so she thought, it'd be kind of cool. Take a picture of myself. A selfie.
Okay.
And yes, that person actually was a male person. I'm sorry, a 23-year-old guy from America taking the selfie.
Yep.
Fell into the active volcano.
Nice. Of course he did.
Fortunately, like that volcano hasn't erupted since 1944. But and fortunately, he's also okay. Because that could have been a really awful thing because he's there with his family. He's like, I'm going to take a picture. And then just falls right into the volcano.
Did they say what his name was?
Stupid. I believe his name.
I was hoping Joe.
Joe. Dude,
I get it.
How great would that be?
Volcano 1, sorry.
When did that movie come out?
Like the 80s, maybe 90s?
Oh, you're making a reference. I have no idea what
Joe versus the Volcano. It's a Tom Hanks movie. Get with it.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it came
amazing?
out in 1990. You were like, what, a year old or something?
Yeah, of course you know that movie. Right, Danny? Right, Vicky?
But here's the thing. So actually, his phone fell into the volcano, so he decides to climb into the volcano to get it because it's very smart to do.
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
And that's when he fell in. Luckily, there was no lava inside there. He wasn't seriously hurt. Just got some cuts and scrapes on his arm and his back. But also, he did get into a little bit of trouble because him and his 3 family members were not supposed to be that close to the top of the volcano. So they were charged with trespassing.
Of course they were. Yay, America.
Why don't you ask your family to take the picture for you?
Because it's not a selfie, Steve. Jeez.
Unless the family were in the picture as well. We're doing the timer thing. We were doing that at the Mariners game. We said we propped the phone up on a little thing. We're going to get this because they have a cool spot in the 300 level that has all the Mariner logos like painted on the wall. So I was like, that's a cool picture. And then shout out to some random dude that came over and he's like, hey, I'll take the picture for you guys.
Oh, so you had to get a new phone then because he took off with it?
He threw it on the field, and I had to jump on the field. And
you had to go get it. Oh, okay. Well,
that's really why we left early. Got arrested for trespassing.
But you also were streaking. Did you have to take your clothes off to get your phone? I feel like...
Well, yeah. That's how you do it, BJ.
Oh, I didn't realize. Okay.
If you're not a player, you got to take your clothes off to go on the field. I thought that's the rule.
That is the rule. I forgot about that. Yeah, that way they can easily identify that you're not a player. Yeah.
I love this story just because what this guy decided to use as his getaway vehicle is just awesome. His name's Dusty. He's 40 years old, and cops were looking for him. They've been looking for him since January. This is happening in Florida because he stole a $40,000 boat. Ooh. Well, they finally found the guy, and they're trying to get him. And what did he do? Took off on a riding lawnmower.
Oh, there we go.
Here's the best part. The chase lasted 17 seconds. Couldn't get very far in that lawnmower.
Yeah, I want to get out of here. But.
They tased him. They found a bunch of illegal stuff on him as well. They also found a gun.
Whoa.
And he's a convicted felon, so he's not supposed to have a gun. Also found a meth pipe and a handcuff key.
Yeah. Wow.
Which is actually pretty, that's the guy that's thinking ahead of, because he's probably like, eventually I'm probably going to get arrested. I should have a handcuff key on me. I don't know if all keys work.
Well, that's why they're switching to those zip tie things that you see in the movies.
Now we know why, because idiots like him that actually have a smart moment in their head. Like, if I ever get arrested, I should have a handcuff key on me.
Well, they're outsmarting you. Now you need a zip tie cutter.
BJ, do you remember Pat Cashman?
Yes.
Of course. Nothing bad happened to him.
Oh, thank God. Jeez. When you say something like that, Pat Cashman, of course, a good friend of ours, been on the show plenty of times. Of course, the 206 show as well as Almost Live.
Yeah, I would have prefaced it by saying I have awful news to share with you. No, good news for Pat Cashman.
Yeah, and also he did a radio show in Seattle for a long time, too.
Yes, he did. And actually, he's getting back into the world of radio.
Wait, what?
kind of.
Okay.
He's going to be on a new TV show with Dave Coulier, from Full House.
Cut it out.
Whoa, wow. Okay.
And the show is called Live and Local, and it's a show that's based on a fictional radio show where he and Dave Coulier and another lady, they're like the radio show. And they're going to actually have like real guests on the show, but it's going to be a fictional show. So it's kind of like a fun, like Space Ghost, but not Space Ghost kind of a thing going on.
This is awesome for Pat.
Yeah, Pat Cashman and Dave Coulier. It's called Live and Local, and it's centered around K-Hug, a Christian radio station. And Dave's the host. The thing is, you think, okay, well, is it going to be like kind of a salty show or something kind of like... It's actually for a Christian television streaming service that's called Pure Flix. So if you're willing to drop just under $6 a month, BJ, you can watch this show.
Oh, okay. So
or get the free trial.
So this... So this is this on a Christian streaming service?
Yes.
Okay, so they probably will then be very respectful. I wasn't sure what this was going to be like.
It seems like what it's about, like this older radio host, which is Dave Coulier, and he's kind of like, he's not up with the times, but he has a female co-host or partner, as she likes to be called, and like, she's trying to get him into social media, and he's like, I don't understand this stuff. So it's kind of like trying to teach an old dog new tricks, and Pat Cashman appears to be either like the news guy or the producer or something along those lines for the show, but it's like a 3-person radio show, and he's one of the 3.
Well, that is awesome. We know a couple of people that actually do Christian radio shows.
Yes.
Yeah, so Skip McAfee and also Jeff from the Jeff and Jer show back in the day.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, both of those guys are hosting, air shifts on Christian radio, and they're very successful at it.
I got to say, though, I watched the trailer. It's out there, and it got a good laugh at it. I mean, even Vicky was like listening in and got a couple chuckles as well. It seems like it's a cool premise, and they're doing a pretty... And I guess one of the writers or the person who was producing the show many, many years ago, when he was a very young person, was a writer for Almost Live, and that's how he stayed in touch with Pat Cashman.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yes.
Well, what a perfect choice, because Pat, having the TV and radio experience, what a perfect choice.
Absolutely.
Well, congrats to Pat.
Yeah, and Dave Coulier is awesome.
And what's that? Where can we watch this?
It's a TV streaming service called Pure Flix, a Christian entertainment platform working to provide a safe place for all ages to stream content.
Do I have to pay? I think, is it another platform I got to pay for?
You completely missed all the stuff that I threw in this story. It's for just under $6 a month.
$6, man.
Yeah. Or you could do the free trial for a second.
I did miss all that. Yeah,
that's fair.
I zoned out of the money because I don't. Do I have to pay for it?
Well, I think it's like $5.84.
Why don't you get this, Steve, and I'll share one of my accounts with you, and then you can share that with me.
Oh, like the switcheroo?
Yeah. Well,
man.
I already do a switcheroo with Rev and Vicky. So
I don't know what you're talking about.
So I give you Pure Flix, and maybe you give me Hulu, the non-ad support.
I unfortunately cannot give you Hulu, sir. I don't.
No, that's going to be one of those sports trades where you got to trade for a different person for another person for another person.
For a streaming service to be named later?
Yeah, it's sort of like a 3-way on that
I've already
one.
got a deal with Hulu, sir. Sorry.
Son of a... So I just started watching the show on Hulu, and I'm getting annoyed because there's commercials. But I'm like, I can't spring for the extra couple dollars. It's like, I'm trying to be better about that. And have you seen The Bear?
Dude, yes.
How is The Bear? Because
it's so amazing.
It's the Hulu show?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you should watch it.
I've already started watching The Old Man on Hulu, so now
dude, it's got Lip from Shameless in it. In the lead role, that actor.
All right.
That guy? That guy's awesome.
Yeah. He's really good.
It looks so stressful. Like, just because I've worked in a restaurant for so many years, I'm like, I don't know if I can do that.
I don't know if you should watch it if you ever worked in the restaurant.
You will get flashbacks.
Oh, God.
It shows like it shows like the real gnarly side of being in a restaurant, and just some of the flashbacks of him working at a high-end restaurant, because he's like this superstar chef kind of guy, but goes back to help his family sandwich shop in Chicago because I think a family member passed away. But then there's the dynamics of him trying to make things better and bring the place back up to its glory days, and his brother's a pain in his ass and all that. It's a good show, dude.
Yep, just finished it last night. Fantastic. A great ending.
All right.
Okay.
So,
I'm an episode and a half in.
Nice. Yeah, it's worth it.
I might be able to get my wife to watch this because she likes cooking shows.
So if you like what's the Hell's Kitchen guy, Gordon Ramsay?
I don't know if she likes those kind of shows.
Yeah, it's like an actual behind the scenes in the
It's like a dramatic version of it. Yeah.
Right, Vicky, send me a link to The Bear. Maybe I'll put that on our list for my wife and I. All right. Thank you.
Good luck to you. I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you. Yeah, well, like I said, I started watching The Old Man. That's a good show with the dude.
Oh, I thought you just had a mirror in front of your... Sat there for a half hour.
Boy, I wish I could say you were the first one to get to that joke. Every time I say I'm watching that show anywhere, that's the first thing that comes. Thank you, everybody. You're all so effing original.
Waka waka.
It's because you're old.
Oh, thanks, Danny.
Just in case you missed it.
Yeah.
I thought we talked about Danny and how we had to find a way to have him to have an accident like that dude that skied into a mountain. Can't we do that with Danny?
Ouch.
Yeah.
You mean like
Exactly.
Sonny Bono?
No, the guy that worked for us.
He skied off a cliff.
Bono. Yeah, he hit a mountain. I thought he hit the side of
he
the
missed
No,
the
he hit the
mountain.
bottom of a mountain.
He missed the mountain, I think.
Yeah, well, Sonny Bono hit a tree, so I'm closer than you are to the story.
Oh, fair. Hey, let's talk about the Seahawks, because,
Oh, are they still playing football?
now that Baker Mayfield actually has a team, of course, we can't keep talking about will he become a Seattle
I'm
Seahawk.
happy. I really am happy we didn't get him. I don't think he was the right move.
Up next, the rumors of Jimmy Garoppolo.
Oh, look at Jimmy.
Jeremy Fowler of ESPN had this to say about the Seahawks and Jimmy Garoppolo.
And you have Seattle that's still out there. They were sort of implicated in the Baker Mayfield situation, didn't make that move. I'm told that internally they have discussed the possibility of Garoppolo playing for them. They've done their film work to see how he would fit. Tricky, certainly, to do a trade inside the NFC West. But the 49ers and Seattle know they can maybe sort of wait this out because the 49ers have limited cap space right now, I think around $5 million. They want to re-sign Nick Bosa and Deebo Samuel. To do that, they need some of Garoppolo's $24 million in base salary. Seattle probably knows that, which means maybe they won't try to make a trade. They'll just wait for 49ers to release him.
Yeah, I mean, how the hell are you going to trade for a guy?
Yeah.
And also, I mean, you got to wonder if the team's willing to trade within their own division. That doesn't, your quarterback, that seems like, I don't know.
Exactly. Look, you always like to pick up somebody from your division because they might have some secrets to give you, but you don't want to pay a lot for him.
But you got to wonder why a team would just be like, okay, yeah, I get they want to get rid of him because they have that Trey Lance guy. But I mean, I'm not opposed to Jimmy Garoppolo, but I would be I'd raise my eyebrow to the Seahawks if they made a trade to pick him up. I mean, pick him up when they're desperate to just grab him for cheap.
Yeah, that would be really bad strategy if they didn't just pick him up, like you said, when he's released.
But I always love how they've had discussions. For all we know, the discussions were just, hey, we want to trade you Jimmy Garoppolo, and Pete goes, go F yourself. That's a discussion.
You know what? I can see Pete saying that.
That's kind of a Pete mindset.
Yeah, and I don't blame him. Besides, this is an offensive matter. I don't handle these ideas. Right. I don't even care.
Talk to John Schneider. John Schneider's like, kiss my ass.
Is Jimmy a running back? No, then I don't want to hear about this. Okay, get out of here.
All right, today the Mariners, will they get their 9th straight victory?
Right on.
I mean, chances are pretty decent. They're playing the Washington Nationals, and they suck.
Are they in Washington?
Washington?
Which one? Actually, they're in Washington, D.C., not Washington State, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I wanted to be clear because when Washington's playing Washington, you don't know what's going on. That's what I'm saying. Are they in D.C. or are they in Washington? Is what I was asking.
Oh, they're in D.C. They're on the road. I got what you're saying now.
I saw the look in your face, and you're like, I have no idea what he's saying.
I'm so confused by you.
Well, it's because Washington Nationals, and
I get it now. I understand.
Are you okay over there? Did you have a stroke?
Fine. I'm watching The Old Man. Right now.
Hey, it's a good show, isn't it?
Very confusing, I'll be honest with you.
All right, never mind.
They might have 4 p.m. The Nationals have lost, I think, 4 straight. They're 1-9 in their last 10, so let's keep pouncing on these teams.
I am so worried about this series because this is the series where you expect them to really go out there and hammer them, and I sometimes I get worried when you're playing these bad teams.
It's nice to refer to another team as the bad team.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Hey, as far as weather, 80 degrees, going to be sunny. That's the Migs report, and that's what's up.
Nice work, buddy.
In Washington.
In Washington. Yesterday, our boy Steve, he did get this one right.
What does the internet abbreviation ATM stand for?
No. Fucking Clark's?
No.
The trailer just dropped for the new one.
Clark's 2, actually, to be specific on that one. At this moment.
No.
What was it again?
ATM.
Yeah.
Internet abbreviation.
At the moment?
Yes.
See, that I was like, that's where he kind of helped out a little bit with the
It was still in the question.
Yeah.
I don't think he did anything wrong.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Of course you didn't because you were able to win. So there you go.
I asked him a question to repeat the question, and he
I don't
did.
think you get to ask questions. You know what? Alice Breck would say, go F yourself, sir. You don't know the answer. You're done.
It was more like a demand than a question. I said, can you repeat? No, I guess it's a question.
Demanding question.
Okay,
What
who's
the
watching
hell?
the old man? I want to know who's actually watching the old man right now.
Looking at the man in the mirror.
Yesterday, we
Great
talked about
old man
how-
relate there, Rev.
No problem. See, I'm here for you.
What the hell was that?
I don't know.
Wow, what is happening today? You want a shot at beating Steve or listening to the Rev come up with a new evil laugh? Okay. 206.
Evilest laugh ever.
Yeah, that was. Wow. 206-421-ROCK. We're going to play Beat Migs. We'll do that at 647 on the Rock.
Today's podcast is brought to you by bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, who's ready to answer your questions about bankruptcy. Travis, is it true that if you filed for bankruptcy once, you can't file again?
Even if you filed bankruptcy before, you can almost certainly file bankruptcy again. Different types of bankruptcies have different time limits between filings. In Chapter 7, full bankruptcy, you can only file Chapter 7 once every 8 years. However, you can almost always file a Chapter 13 case. Chapter 13 cases can be filed immediately following a Chapter 7. They can be filed immediately following a prior Chapter 13 case. Chapter 13 is a reorganization plan, so there will be some type of monthly payment, but it's based on your budget and your ability to afford that payment. So Chapter 13 is an option in almost all cases, even with a prior bankruptcy filing.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Nobody likes keeping track of a wallet full of credit cards with complicated rewards categories. And BECU members like Heather don't have to.
With this card, I don't really spend a lot of time thinking about it. I just use it and pay it. It's pretty simple.
Keep things simple with the Cashback Visa from BECU. No more confusing categories, no more blackout dates. Just 1.5% cash back on every purchase. BECU. Power in people. Member compensated for participation. Cash advances and cash-like transactions do not qualify as purchases. Contact BECU at 800-233-2328 for current product and rate information. BECU. You've heard the name, seen the letters. But what does BECU stand for? Simply put, not-for-profit BECU stands for people. For charting your own path. For choosing what's right for members instead of what's profitable for someone else. Because they are the reason our credit union exists. So we do everything in our power to help them reach their financial goals. BECU. Power in people. All Pacific Northwest residents are eligible to join. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your wages are being garnished. We can stop that now. It's hard enough to pay your bills when things are good, let alone when a big chunk of your take-home pay is gone before you even get your check. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, and I can stop the garnishment and get the creditors off your back immediately, often the same day as our consultation. Both Chapter 7 and 13 provide bankruptcy relief, but choosing the right chapter is crucial. In a free consultation, we can create a plan to get your finances back under your control. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. It's back. Yeah, I'm talking Pain in the Grass. You've been waiting a long time, and we know that, so we've decided to give you a super-powered, triple play, unbelievably loaded edition of Pain in the Grass.
It's going to be great. Friday, you got Incubus and Sublime at Rome. Saturday, Alice in Chains. Sunday, Sammy Hagar. A bunch of other great bands are going to be a part of it, but let's not forget the best part, in my opinion, is when we get to hang out with the Rockaholics and the BJ Migs party. You get to get away from everything. You get a drink. You get a free T-shirt.
That's nice.
And you get, of course, a ticket to the show. It's a great deal.
It is a great deal.
You'd be stupid not to get it.
I agree that, well, but then you'd be hanging with us, and is that stupid? This is a tough one. I'm not sure what
you'd feel smarter by being around us idiots. You can't put a price on that.
That's a good point. And so, look, at Labor Day weekend, make it awesome. Hang with us. See great music. You got 3 big days of shows, like Steve said. There's a bonus show on August 31st with the Pretty Reckless and Aaron Jones at the Moore Theater. You want info about all of those shows, the BJ Migs Party? Well, then go to KISW.com.
Let's play Beat Migs. It's time to play the game. Yeah. So everybody scream his name.
for B-Migs. It's Tuesday, so let's turn down for Julio Julio.
Charge out for what?
Swing hammered on its way out to left field. Julio going deep.
That's right.
Going
the All-Star
deep.
Julio.
Yeah, congratulations on your All-Star-ness.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's
I'll
not
pass it on to him.
Okay, yeah.
That is definitely it's one of the great surprises of the season. You know, you hope a kid does well when he he comes up, and he struggled a little bit, but man, now he's an all-star. He's that good.
He's our MVP, I'd say, as well.
Can't argue with that right now.
MVP in our hearts.
I mean, besides Winker and his fists.
Yeah, and his pizza.
Oh, they need to do Hulk hands for Winker now.
Oh, yeah.
It's Winker fist night.
Yeah, instead of the foam finger, the foam fist, and
I'll pay $8 for that.
There you go. We're gonna call it a different name, though. I think Winker Fist Night's a little weird. I mean, people might get the wrong idea.
Winker fists night.
Yeah, that makes it a lot better.
Oh, yeah, slightly better. Let's get to our contestant today. We've got Chris down in California. Chris, are you there?
I'm here.
Excellent.
Winker finger night. Because he gave the finger.
Yeah,
Okay,
Winker finger
again.
night.
Feel like they could be misinterpreted. I think we'll get back.
And they probably won't do foam fingers of middle fingers at the Mariners game.
Oh, they won't do that?
I could be wrong.
Probably not.
We can do these on the bootleg.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay,
you go work on that while you get out of here.
All right, I'll price it out.
There you go. Wow. For those playing at home, Chris will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Chris, you can pass all you want, but you'll only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
What is the name of the professional baseball team from Minnesota?
Twins.
Yeah, St. Patrick's Day is celebrated on what day in March?
14th.
No.
13th.
No.
15th. Shoot, I don't know.
In what early 2000s year did Apple introduce its first retail store?
What year?
What early 2000s year?
2003.
No.
2002.
No.
2001.
Yes.
Good job.
What does the F stand for in sunscreen's SPF?
Pass.
What is the longest continuously running sporting event in the U.S.?
Oh, pass.
Which comic strip character has an alter ego named Joe Cool?
Snoopy.
Yes. In sports, what does the abbreviation BMX stand for?
Bicycle motocross.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4 correct.
Oh, sorry about that, Chris. Don't know how that's going to go for you.
Yeah, probably not great, but I mean, Steve could not pay attention and
Hey, look,
not get anything.
I'm willing to have that happen. I'd like to say.
You're willing for anything along those lines, so you get your loser song?
Exactly, but I don't have a lot of hope here. I mean,
Yeah.
as a matter of fact, our boy just left. He's decided.
Oh,
I'm not
no.
gonna-
Yeah, well, maybe it was a bad cell signal. I don't know. He sounded
wanna use his
fine.
minutes.
Yeah, he didn't want to use his minutes.
That's
He was
what it
running
was.
out of minutes.
Yeah.
Steve, are you ready?
All right.
What is the name of the professional baseball team from Minnesota?
Twins.
Yes. St. Patrick's Day is celebrated on what day in March?
The 17th.
Yes. In what early 2000s year did Apple introduce its first retail store?
2001.
Yes.
Oh.
What does the F stand for in sunscreen's SPF?
Fun.
No.
Factor.
Yes.
Nice.
What is the longest continuously running sporting event in the U.S.?
WrestleMania.
No.
Oh. The Stanley Cup.
No.
The U.S. Open.
No. Which comic strip character has an alter ego named Joe Cool?
That would be Snoopy.
Yes.
Yeah.
In sports, what does the abbreviation BMX stand for?
Bicycle motocross.
Yes. What actress co-starred alongside Jason Segel in the comedy Sex Tape?
Oh, Cameron Diaz?
Yes. What are the
Nice.
small indentations on a golf ball called?
Dimples.
Yes. What kind of fruit juice is used to make a salty dog?
Lime.
No.
Lemon.
No.
Cranberry.
No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Correct. You win. Doubled up on old Chris there. 8-4.
No
Congrats.
contest.
BJ already knew.
Yeah, I know. I knew it was happening.
I don't. What the hell is a salty dog? I know it's a drink.
It's a cocktail.
I've never heard of it.
Really?
No.
Oh.
It's grapefruit, right?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
Grapefruit and vodka, I'm pretty sure.
that was a
She worked at a place.
No, screwdriver's orange juice. Yeah.
Huh.
cocktail of gin or vodka with grapefruit juice.
There you go. Yeah.
And salt.
You know, I've had a vodka grapefruit juice. I never knew it had a name.
Oh, there you go. Now you know it's as a salty dog.
Oh, they're delicious.
You can sound fancy when you order it because you'll know its proper name.
I kind of would rather just call it the vodka cranberry or grapefruit juice drink.
Well, you can have salt with it, don't you, though?
Yeah, if you had salt on the rim, it's the salty dog. You don't do the salt.
Otherwise, it's just the hairy dog or the wet dog or the plain dog. I'm not sure.
Dog in a bathtub, I believe it's what it's.
Dog in a bathtub.
The Charty dog.
Don't look that one
I'd
up,
like a dog in a bathtub.
Safe search.
Why did I just get thrown out of this bar? I don't understand. I'm right for a dog in a bathtub.
Why am I banned from this place?
Does anybody happen to know the longest continuously running sporting event in the U.S.?
Is it the Kentucky Derby?
Yeah, good job on that.
Yeah,
nice.
I know that's been going on for a very long time.
My next guess, I was thinking, was it that boat race that they do?
Like the Ryder Cup or something?
Yeah, I don't know. Is it the Ryder Cup?
I don't know. Is that the golf one? There's like one of them that's like I get confused between like golf and boating.
Yeah, there's that one big boat race. I can't remember what it is.
I thought it was the Ryder Cup for boating, but you're right. It might be for golf instead. But yeah, I know the big boat one you're talking about. And
I thought that was more international, though.
Is that like the U.S. Open? No,
that's golf.
That wouldn't be international, by the way.
The Chicago Yacht Club race?
Not even close.
No.
I just typed in longest boat race in the U.S. because I'm trying to figure out Steve's brain. And for once, I'm not with you.
I remember it happened down in San Diego area, whatever this boat race was.
What was that called?
I don't know. Well, look up Ryder Cup and see if it's golf or boat.
Yeah.
Was that big sailboat? Is it no, that's the regatta. Is a series of them. Oh, this is really going to make me.
Yeah, sorry.
America's Cup.
That's it.
America's.
And Ryder Cup's golf.
All right.
Look at us.
Yeah, I'm a Rev kind of new.
I'm a little distracted, though, because, Texter just told me what's going on, BJ.
What's happening?
Today's Prime Day, and I guess there's a lot of Peppa Pig deals on Prime Day.
Oh, boy. Then we've lost you.
We've lost my wallet is probably what's going to happen.
Yeah. Are you making moves, or do you think your wife's going to make the moves?
It'll probably be me making those kind of moves because she's a little bit more responsible when it comes to purchases.
Just give the tablet to Tatum and let her go Hoss on it.
Right.
I feel like Tatum's had some good purchases lately. I mean, the ballpark really took a lot out of the fund, so I'm surprised you got anything left.
That's a good point. You know what? You're absolutely right. I'm going to stay away from my phone. But she did actually rock that foam finger all day yesterday, so we're getting our money's worth of that $8 foam finger from T-Mobile Park.
For a toy, $8 isn't bad.
No, now it's starting to actually be a pretty decent investment.
Yeah, I agree with that one. You never would think. You go, this $8 for this? You got to be kidding me. But now that Tatum's like, this is my favorite thing. Which, by the way, a perfect impression of Tatum.
Ooh, they have a Peppa Pig Play-Doh set.
Don't listen to Danny. All Danny tries to do is to make you do things that are bad and wrong.
Here's the nice part about that. We already own that.
Oh, cool.
Wow. I found an article. It's the best tabletop game deals on Amazon Prime Day.
There you go, BJ.
Yep,
I find myself, nothing against any deal day, but I find anything that I want, I already have.
Yeah, that's true.
And then it's usually like there's no way I'll wait 3 years for a game to finally be at Prime Day. It's usually what happens is that's a great game, but it was 3 years ago and it was new, and of course I bought it new. So I feel like that's a world of Peppa Pig. I don't think Steve would find too many things that he probably doesn't already have that are worth the Peppa Pig purchase.
Yeah, because Walmart and Target, they have a lot of Peppa Pig toys. So
yeah,
we have quite a few.
Yeah, so unless they got
adult shirts for men.
Oh, that you need. You're going to Peppa Pig Land, right?
In a few months, yeah.
Yeah. I know. I don't know if I should say that because if she's listening, I don't know if it's a surprise or not.
Oh no, she knows.
Oh, she knows.
But she doesn't understand the concept of time. So it's just like, she thinks it's happening like in an hour if it ever comes up. She's like, are we going? We're like, no, not till October. And I'm like, she doesn't understand what the hell that even means.
No, why did we tell you? We shouldn't have told you this.
You get excited. You're like, hey, check this park out. This looks awesome. And she's like, I want to go there. We're like, we're going to go there. And then she's like, oh, that's awesome. Now? No,
not now. Sorry about that. You're gonna learn time. You're gonna learn restraint now.
So a lot of people are going broke today, probably because of Prime Day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, happy Prime Day to everybody.
Anyone make a purchase yet?
No. I didn't even know it was happening.
Well, now you do.
I'm like looking through it, and a lot of times it just feels like it's a weird garage sale for just a bunch of random stuff.
Right, you buy stuff because you're just like for the sake of buying stuff, and that's not a good idea.
Yeah, so
that's the thing of bargain hunting is you think you've hunted for something, but really all you've hunted with is maybe
luggage.
See,
there we go.
See, this is what happens. I do need luggage.
They have that ice maker that we were talking about around Christmas time for a lot of money off.
Oh, you don't even bring that up.
Oh, that's a good enough. See, that's
Ice
a good
cube
deal.
maker?
Yeah,
The little ball one?
Yeah.
How much is that now, Danny?
420.
Oh, that's still
From what?
It was 900, wasn't it?
No, 600.
600, yeah.
Oh,
Jeez.
I mean, it's a good deal off, but still, do I need a $400 ice maker?
I mean, kinda.
I don't think I do. I just don't think I do.
Well, Vicky's looking at a rock tumbler
I've
kit.
been wanting a rock tumbler.
Oh, no, there we
forever.
go.
What the hell is that?
I don't even know what that means.
You put,
right?
So it's this little machine that you put a bunch of rocks in. They'll give them to you, or you can collect rocks from a river or whatever, and it tumbles it over the course of a couple of days. You put all the different grits in there, and they make them nice and shiny. You know, like when you go to those touristy spots and they have all those shiny rocks you can buy?
It's usually like a craft thing at Michael's for kids.
Yeah.
This is actually for children, but I want it.
So this will shine up your rocks, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Makes them all pretty.
Okay.
Well, that's not how that goes for you.
How much is that?
I'm debating. It's only $10 off.
Oh.
So I'm like, I wish it was a little more.
So what's the price?
It's like 50 something.
Oh, man, did they see you coming down the street, Vicky? You're doing this.
They have a deal on Ziploc bag storage organizers.
Oh, I got that too.
I don't even, wait. Is it, what?
It's like a box that you probably put in your drawer so that way you can organize your your Ziploc bags.
Oh, it's not the pretty wood one.
Oh, again, do I need that or should I
Well,
just
it's 20% off today there, BJ.
I already have the drawer. I feel like I could probably organize them in the drawer without the organizer. What do
And
you
the
think?
boxes do a good enough job of keeping the Ziplocs in it.
I feel like you're right, and all you're doing is costing yourself space. Like, if I put that thing in there, maybe it's one less Ziploc bag container I could put in there.
All right, how about a good deal on Fruit of the Loom women's breathable underwear, BJ?
There you
Oh,
go.
now you finally hit my sweet spot. Thank you.
They have plus sizes and regular sizes.
Because I'm wearing underwear right now that's just not breathing very well. And
$9.79, you're taken care of. Woo!
Plus,
They
you know
have a
what?
robot vacuum cleaner.
Yep.
Nice.
Okay, is it a Roomba or is it a Shroomba?
No, it's a Smishmish now.
If you get a shark, those ones are cool.
Oh, Shark's better than Roomba?
Yeah, well, I don't know if they're better, but we really like ours, and it's been really great. We even named it. It's called Bitey.
Bitey?
Yeah.
Wow.
Bitey
you
the
guys
shark.
You guys have approached that part of the marriage, huh?
Why I call it sucky?
Because it's a shark.
But
Sharks
you know
don't
what?
suck,
It's a
they
vacuum.
bite.
But
I would
vacuums
like to
suck.
I think I'm going to use the name Sucky for what Rev actually named his vacuum cleaner. I think we're going to call it that. Well, you know what? Prime Day, bringing out the lameness in all of us.
A little bit.
Yeah, just a bit. We've got a helicopter that fell from the sky and landed on a teen. But how about this? He only sustained minor injuries from getting hit by a helicopter. You're going to hear from him at 7:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Nobody likes keeping track of a wallet full of credit cards with complicated rewards categories. And BECU members like Heather don't have to.
With this card, I don't really spend a lot of time thinking about it. I just use it and pay it. It's pretty simple.
Keep things simple with the Cashback Visa from BECU. No more confusing categories, no more blackout dates. Just 1.5% cash back on every purchase. BECU. Power in people. Member compensated for participation. Cash advances and cash-like transactions do not qualify as purchases. Contact BECU at 800-233-2328 for current product and rate information.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. This is a story that comes from Washington State. I don't know where this place is. Orondo? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, that is how you say it. And I did not know until this morning, and I had to go look it up. And it's like, dude, it's a small town like near Wenatchee, a few miles away from Wenatchee.
Okay, then.
And I went on like their Wikipedia, and they have one gas station. And I think it's like they have home of a 76 gas station. They used to have a Subway. I don't know if they still do. It sounds like it's no longer there, but it seems like a very, very, very small town.
So you would imagine, okay, small town, not going to be a lot of drama, but how about this kid, 19 years old, was riding a tractor, and man, did he have a massive scare, because while riding his tractor in Orondo, a helicopter hit overhead power lines and landed on top of him.
Jeez.
What? So you'd be thinking, okay, well, this kid's done for. How do you survive that? But yeah, Logan was working on his family's cherry farm when this happened, and
folks just don't get it.
I just don't get how you survive a helicopter landing on your head. I mean, I don't understand that at all.
Well, he was on like a tractor thingy or whatever. Like, do you think maybe like that took the brunt of it?
Perhaps.
Yeah. Or he had a helmet on, maybe.
Yeah, you always got to wear a helmet. Because it's not for you falling off the tractor. It's for helicopters landing on you.
Right.
Thankfully, both Logan and the helicopter pilot are going to be okay, which is crazy. Here's the King 5 report on the story with Logan talking about this.
Logan Schneider thought his day was done on his family's cherry farm last week, when in reality, it was just beginning. A helicopter hit power lines and landed on top of Logan, who was operating this tractor.
Looking at what happened is like, I don't know. I don't know how we both got out.
Logan was able to free himself from the wreckage, only to find the helicopter pilot trapped, hanging upside down in his harness.
And I looked and I saw him sitting roughly about here, upside down, hanging, and that's when the fire was everywhere. When I was in the moment, I really wasn't thinking. I was just saying, I was just doing.
Logan was able to free the pilot, and they both only sustained minor injuries. The odds of getting hit by a falling helicopter and walking away with just a slight burn, incredible.
Yeah, 1 in a million, I would assume.
Did you go out and play the lottery that day?
I did, actually. I won $2. The craziest thing about the whole situation was that the pilot and I actually shared the same birthday, and I just thought it was so bizarre.
Despite the accident, Logan says he still plans to pursue his dream of being a pilot.
No!
Wait, he was a pilot too?
He has a dream of being a pilot. That's the sign. Don't do it.
Yeah! Did they say that him and the pilot shared the same birthday?
And he won the lottery?
What if it was him from the future?
Looper?
Oh.
And he was trying to warn himself and he got tangled up?
Like the Adam Project.
He was trying to cut the circle, the loop for Looper.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, dude, you don't want to be a pilot. Bad things happen.
Whoa, dude.
So I will land on you to prove it.
Yeah, man. But see, now in order for you to warn yourself, you have to actually become a pilot in order to warn yourself not to be a pilot.
Man, this is really difficult.
Yeah, time travel's tough.
Good thing he's got all that money from that $2. I love it. Like, you should play the lottery. I did, and I won $2. That's so awesome.
Did he share it with the pilot?
Split it with you.
So we've had two stories today of I guess, good luck. I mean, one guy wins $2 and his life, and of course, Justin Ruppel's wife wins $1.4 million playing the slots. I'm not sure
pretty much
who got the better of the deal there. I mean,
well, $2 in that Orondo, maybe.
Oh, really? Yeah, $2 is like $1.4 million?
No, probably not. That's insane.
Yeah, dude. I mean, a helicopter lands on this 19-year-old kid while, having his tractor out on a cherry farm, and he just gets a scratch and saves the pilot's life, who also really just had a scratch. And then they both have the same birthday, which is so nuts.
And if you see the video footage, I mean, that helicopter, it's in flames. And then there's like a great shot of like all these burnt cherries all around it. Like the video work is just like it's like a nice touch. Like it was so hot it burnt the cherries.
You can go to King 5's website if you want to check out the video footage of that too, because man, whoa.
It's the lukewarm topic of the day.
So yeah, this teen from Washington State had a helicopter land on him, and he only sustained minor injuries. Based on this, we want you to fill in this sentence. I'll never forget the time that blank happened to me. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Fill in this sentence. I'll never forget the time that blank happened to me. Calls, text after Green Day on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. A teen from Washington had a helicopter land on him, and he only sustained minor injuries. So based on this, we want you to fill in this sentence. I'll never forget the time that blank happened to me. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
This text is crazy. I'll never forget the time that I hit a phone pole doing 45 miles per hour, got paralyzed from the waist down, flown to Harborview in a helicopter, told I would never walk again. I ended up walking out with the help of my dad a few months later.
Wow. Dude, that's nuts.
Yes.
Man. I mean, to get that news... And there's two ways there are two ways to respond. It's like F you, I will, or damn, what am I going to do with my life? I don't know. I've often wondered, what would I do if I was given news like that? How would I respond?
Would you say, does everything below the waist not work? Would that be a bad question to ask?
Yeah, I remember. It's
the one everyone's thinking, though.
Right? I mean, it's like I have a tough road ahead of me, but can you tell me at least one thing?
I watched the documentary, the Jim Jeffries comedy show, and DJ Qualls, yeah. So DJ Qualls actually played a quadriplegic in that show, and I can confirm, at least in that documentary, the Jim Jeffries show, that it worked. Yeah, so he was able to have.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, he had quite the time. Yeah, and apparently he was quite impressive too. The ladies were really happy to help the man out.
That really does show the power of the dong. I mean.
Yeah, it does what it needs, man.
Like, even if everything else isn't working, it still figures it out.
Well, you got to keep the species going. So it's like, dude, as long as the dong is working, you can keep humanity going, brother.
Hooray for biology.
Right? Like, the dog's looking at the legs like, guys.
Can't move anything else.
Figure it out, man. I'm still going.
I can still make life happen. 206-421-ROCK, text us at 77999. Fill in this sentence, I'll never forget the time that blank happened to me.
So I said the time was this Sunday, and my horse and I fell off of a 150-foot cliff down to a river that I jumped to save her from drowning and then waited 6 hours to be rescued. EMS, fire, and rescue teams. Thank you, Granite Falls Fire and EMS.
Wow. Whoa. And I imagine the horse is okay, too?
I don't know.
Yeah, because that's what she said. She tried to rescue the horse, right?
Save it from drowning, yeah. Jumped to save it from drowning.
Whoa. That is Butch Cassidy stuff right there.
If the horse is okay, I'd be like, I'm never riding with you. Sorry. Like,
you'd be done?
Yeah.
I saved your life, but it's it.
Thank you for saving my life, but I just don't want to go on these adventures with you.
Yeah, and you don't know who's at fault. Like, going over the cliff, was it the horse's fault or was it the rider's fault? It's hard to know.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to blame the horse right away. The horse is like, look, I keep going till you tell me to stop. What do you want me to do here?
Oh, this person texted and saying, I'm not what one would call a looker, but I will never forget the time that I was a part of a threesome. 2 girls and me, by the way.
Oh, nice. Congratulations.
I'm assuming the looker was a dude. Or not the looker was a dude, right?
Right.
Yeah, all right. Well, sometimes just the idea that, one of you is okay. Maybe one of the 2 girls were the lookers and they were just like, yeah, sure, you know what? Why not, buddy? You know what? I mean, for a self-esteem issue, I think it would be nice if I was the most attractive one in the threesome. I would feel better about it.
Someone just said, hey, wait a minute, guys. Did you guys just say that Justin Ruppel's wife won $1.4 million on the slot machine?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Got paid.
Yeah, man. I mean, it is insane. He was doing a comedy show in Vegas. So she was like, I imagine it was at the same casino hotel that he was performing at.
He was performing at a couple of different places, I guess, like Tahoe and Reno and different places in like the Nevada area. And yeah, it was like, I would imagine you're right. Like there was like a casino in the hotel that they're staying at. And
wow.
Jumped on the Wheel of Fortune slot machine and just happened yesterday or just this weekend or something like that. $1.4 million.
What a great gig. I mean, you take all these gigs and you know what? That whole family got paid that weekend, man. Wow. $1.4 million. And we still don't know like what his fate is on America's Got Talent, like how far he's going to go.
Who cares anymore, right? I'm kidding.
Yeah, I know. How crazy is that?
That's a life-changing thing.
Oh, man.
Both are.
Yeah. 206-421-ROCK, text us at 77999. Again, fill in the sentence. I'll never forget the time that blank happened to me.
Dude, it didn't happen to me, but I'll never forget the time that I was there at the Seahawks game where we realized that they were going into the Super Bowl. Like, that was just like, you never like expect that you're ever going to be at a game where you get to witness your team get to that level. Like, that was pretty extreme. Like, when Richard Sherman had tipped the ball against the 49ers, I'm talking about the game against the 49ers when they actually went off and then won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like, the game against the Green Bay Packers was amazing just for so many reasons, that big come from behind. But that one will forever be one of the most, like, epic things. Like, I can't believe I'm here experiencing this with everybody else.
It is a piece of history because it was a lot more exciting than the Super Bowl when you realize it, and it was the game that got us to the first Super Bowl we ever and the only Super Bowl we ever won.
Right. Yeah. Obviously, they went to the Super Bowl before that with a way different squad, but didn't win it. But man, that like I could still picture like that moment when it happened. Everyone around you just jumping up and. I'm tossing my wife in the air. It's like, this is incredible.
Whoa. Yeah, arguably, Steve.
Incredible
really.
Steve over here.
Yeah.
Dude, I had like crazy, like mutant strength.
That's fantastic.
It was just like, it was almost like a scene from like what's that, Dirty Dancing or whatever was that movie.
Oh, yeah. Doing the whole lift.
I've had the time of my life.
Yeah, you did.
Thanks to Richard Sherman.
Yeah, man. And you could argue that really was the Super Bowl, that those two teams were the two best teams that year, because the way the Broncos came out, the way we spanked them, you could argue that really the Niners and the Seahawks were the two best teams that year.
Oh, that was pretty cool. The house party that we had where, we're all just there like, I can't believe we don't have to be stressed out about this game. That was awesome.
I was dumbfounded just because it was a tough game against the Niners, and I thought, okay, and of course, you watch all the shows, and I remember all the shows where people thought, I don't think Seattle can hang with Denver. I mean, a lot of people thought we were going to get our butts kicked, and the fact that it was completely the opposite, just, this is why any NFL pundit, what do they really know? Because they had egg on their face, a lot of those famous people that tell you all about sports that year. They were completely wrong.
Right from the get-go when the safety happened, you're just like, what the hell's happening here? This is amazing.
Yeah, and Richard Sherman was one of the guys he said early on, after he saw one pass from Peyton Manning, I forget what he called, he's throwing butterflies or ducks, that's it.
Yep.
Richard Sherman was like, we knew we had this game. We just knew that this guy's, the way he's throwing is going to be no problem for us to be able to stop him. Which, got to give Richard Sherman credit, man. I mean, the guy was good at what he did, and yeah, he mouthed off a lot, but he was good at what he did. He had a right to.
This texture says, I remember the first time I had sex. My mom walked in on us halfway through. I never got to finish.
Whoa!
Mom!
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, I really feel like, but, sometimes that's what moms do. They're like, yeah, come on.
Oh, my gosh. That would be, well, who's it worse for? The person I guess the person in the act. Wouldn't you think?
Yeah,
because I'm sure mom doesn't want to walk in on their child.
No, I never want that to happen. Of course, you never want your child to walk in on you, and unfortunately that has happened. But yeah, it's, I never want that to happen. We've got J-Rubs and Sarah living downstairs, and so whenever I gotta go downstairs to get something, I make so much noise. I'm just like,
he puts on tap shoes,
get a trumpet.
Or that full band, like that full banding where you can make the... You're going around making all those sounds like a bass drum.
I flick on the light. I mean, I'm just like, okay, I'm coming downstairs.
I thought they were saving themselves for marriage.
Yeah, it's just the ratchet way of saving yourself for marriage.
Whoa.
Yeah, I have no... I'll tell you this, Steve, I have no idea. Maybe they are, because I have never walked in on anything. So I'm happy to tell you I know nothing about that aspect of their life.
Based on your daughter's stories, I have to imagine that's not the case, especially when we heard the stories about, the football stadiums and the baseball stadiums.
Yeah, but who knows if that's just
make-em-ups?
I don't want to believe they all happen. I want to believe that when she wears white for her wedding, that it actually means something.
What does a white romper mean? That's what I want to know.
It means that you are fronting virginity is what it means. That's what it means. Lovely. Thank you for bringing all that up. And hey, this is very bizarre. When I heard about this, a well-known actor just went off on Tom Cruise, calling him irrelevant. And that's never a good look. Well, you'll hear from this actor at 7:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Travis, if you're upside down in your mortgage, should you continue to make the payment?
Continuing to pay your mortgage or not is a complex decision because you're going to have to pay to live somewhere. You're going to have a housing payment. So continuing to make your house payment really depends on several factors. One is whether or not you have a second mortgage. The second one is how affordable your ongoing monthly mortgage payment is. Another issue is whether your mortgage is adjustable and you're facing an increase in your mortgage payments later on when interest rates go up. If you do have a second mortgage in this economy with the housing prices being down, oftentimes we can take off or strip off that second mortgage in a Chapter 13 case so that you'd only have the first mortgage to continue to pay.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. And thanks for listening.
Nobody likes keeping track of a wallet full of credit cards with complicated rewards categories. And BECU members like Heather don't have to.
With this card, I don't really spend a lot of time thinking about it. I just use it and pay it. It's pretty simple.
Keep things simple with the Cashback Visa from BECU. No more confusing categories, no more blackout dates. Just 1.5% cash back on every purchase. BECU. Power in people. Member compensated for participation. Cash advances and cash-like transactions do not qualify as purchases. Contact BECU at 800-233-2328 for current product and rate information.
The idea of owning a home felt like a pipe dream.
That's BECU member Leandra talking about her home buying experience.
So we went to BECU where I met our mortgage advisor, Lauren, and she was like, this is what we're going to do. This is how you buy a home.
As a not-for-profit credit union, BECU helps members find the right home loan to meet their needs. Learn more at becu.org/home loans. BECU, power in people. Equal housing opportunity lender. NMLS ID 4900518. Members were compensated for participation.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard that tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back, legally, on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. This is an anecdotal observation, but it seems like everybody that goes on the Piers Morgan show seems to basically have the worst in themselves brought out by being on that show.
It's a skill that Piers has.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, Macy Gray is going through a big controversy right now because she went on the show and said things that I don't know if she would have said anywhere else, and now she's backing it up and going, "No, I didn't mean that." But if you watch the interview, you go, "I don't know, Macy." And what is it about Piers that he just brings out the worst in people? Because he did the same thing with Mickey Rourke.
He's just an unlikable person, and misery loves company. You know, sometimes you have like that one friend that just wants to just always gossip, and then you catch yourself. You're like, "Crap, I'm falling into that trap."
Yeah,
that's Piers.
Yeah, dude, you're right, man. Mickey Rourke. And again, if you don't know Mickey Rourke, he's done a bunch of stuff. If you remember Iron Man 2, he was Whiplash, the bad guy in that. He's done other great stuff too. But
Randy the Ram in The Wrestler.
Yeah,
that was a good movie.
It was incredible.
That was a great movie.
Not sure everybody saw that like we did, but it was a good movie.
Everybody needs to see it.
Yeah, well, I normally disagree with you on things, but you're right. That is a good movie.
What about Sin City? That was like a big deal for him, right?
Yeah, Sin City.
Yeah, he was good in that one too.
He was in it. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people in it. And Mickey's done what? Was it 9.5 weeks?
9.5 weeks was kind of like I don't know if that put him on the map, but that was like his big movie back in the day.
Time ago, yeah.
The Expendables.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot he was in The Expendables.
Yeah.
Okay. So Mickey Rourke was just interviewing on Piers Morgan's show where he was asked about Tom Cruise. And again, because Piers has this ability to bring the worst out in you, Mickey Rourke decided to go off on Tom Cruise.
Mickey, when you see someone like Tom Cruise grossing $1 billion with Top Gun, a sequel,
that doesn't mean to me. The guy's been doing the same effing part for 35 years, you know. I got no respect for that. I don't care about money and power. I care about when I watch Al Pacino work and Chris Walken and De Niro's early work, and that's the kind of actor I want to be, like Brando back in the day, and a lot of guys that just tried to stretch as actors.
You don't think Tom Cruise is a good actor?
I think he's irrelevant in my world.
Well, you know what? It sounds horrible. But I mean, yes, irrelevant after what Mickey just said about the kind of actors that inspire him. I can see what he means by that. Still, he doesn't mean blank. I think that sounds like you're a bitter guy. I really, really do.
I don't know how you got a bitter vibe from it.
Yeah, I mean,
he saved himself by saying, "I think he's irrelevant in my world." Because you can't argue that.
Yeah,
but I mean. Okay,
but he doesn't mean S or Top. I don't know. Did he say? Can we hear the beginning of that again? Did he say Top Gun doesn't mean S or Tom doesn't mean S? Let me hear that again.
Mickey, when you see someone like Tom Cruise grossing $1 billion with Top Gun, a sequel,
that doesn't mean to me. The guy's been doing the same effing part for 35 years. You know?
Yeah, but it's an awesome part. Like, come on, Mickey.
Yeah.
That'd be my follow-up. But he's pretty badass.
I mean, you say that about a lot of actors. You can say that it feels like they're just doing the same thing. People say that sometimes about Denzel Washington and Will Ferrell. Those are two names that come to mind where people seem to think it's just the same thing.
Because Mickey's like, he's the guy that does like the serious roles. He takes only acting for artistic reasons, such as Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man, of course. Let's not forget that.
Don't insult that class. I can't finish the sentence.
Yeah. Was that him and Don Johnson?
Yeah.
Wow, maybe.
I think so.
Wow.
And some people hated his performance in Iron Man 2, by the way.
The whole movie was trash, so it's fine.
I don't disagree with the entire movie being trash, but yeah, Mickey's done better stuff.
Yeah, it was Don Johnson.
Don Johnson.
Yeah.
Was that like he was mostly just a TV guy, and all of a sudden he was Miami Vice obviously was popular, and did Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man.
Yeah, does anybody...
That doesn't count, though. I mean, it's a completely different face now.
Oh, yeah.
Ouch.
It doesn't look like him. It really doesn't.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. He looks like a completely different guy.
It's trippy.
Yeah. And
well, he'd probably be happy to hear then that there's talks of a potential Top Gun 3. If Tom Cruise, with the director guy, he's like, I'm in if Tom Cruise is in, which of course you're not going to be like, no. Even if Tom wants to do it, I'm not doing it.
I'm not a huge Tom Cruise fan, like as the guy, and his private life is kind of a little polarizing for me. But you got to give the guy credit. He goes heart and soul into making an action movie to the point where that's an artist. You've got to give him credit for his art. And people used to criticize Lucas, and I'm like, well, say what you want about the story, but he put some beautiful stuff on the screen and revolutionized special effects and CGI. You gotta give those guys their nods for what they've contributed, as opposed to just like taking a dump on them like that. I don't think it's a good look for Mickey. I just don't.
I don't think Mickey gives a flying F. I think that's pretty much where he's at.
And this is why his career is where it's at. It's like, you're not Johnny Depp, okay?
No one's pooping on his bed.
Yeah, that's what. There are actors that are reclusive and artsy. Well, I don't know if Mickey Rourke is in that category. I just hate.
Looking at his IMDb list of the most recent ones, no.
Well, he's got bills to pay, boys.
Fair.
But he mentioned Pacino and he mentioned De Niro.
That's what he wants to be.
Yeah, but he's not even, that the problem is when you're not in that category, even though you aspire by mentioning those great actors, if you're not in that category, how do you throw stones at anybody at this point?
He wants to be like those guys, but then now he's also apparently doing a movie that's in pre-production called Not Another Church Movie, and he'll be playing the devil.
Sweet.
I'll watch that. I'll watch that for free on Tubi once it comes out.
I'm not sure who Mickey Rourke is supposed to be honest with you. I really don't know. And frankly, the movies that he's really good in, you could argue he's just playing Mickey. Like you talk about he's the same freaking guy. It's like, well, the movies are really good, and it seems like it's just the, down in your luck idiot guy.
I'm not too worked up about him having an opinion about Tom Cruise and thinking that the guy doesn't matter to him.
Yeah, everyone has opinions.
I guess I'm just so, I'm on Facebook a lot for a lot of the shows that I love.
Oh, no, dude.
And there's so much hate going out there at people's performances. Lately, it's the dude that played Captain Kirk in the last episode of the new Star Trek show. And of course, it's a new actor because, it's based on a young Kirk. And people are just taking a dump all over this guy. And he was the guy from the Vampire Diaries, Paul Wesley, if people know that guy. And it's just like, these are people that are sitting in their living rooms with remote controls with their gut hanging out, criticizing the acting as if they're in the business. And so maybe that's why I'm a little, just super sensitive to Mickey Rourke right now.
I see it a lot in wrestling, too. You would be shocked, but it's like some of the most miserable people that have things to say. And right now, the whole body shaming thing is a big deal because either the person's not built enough, they're too skinny, or they're too fat, and people are going crazy. But I'm like, I don't get worked up about the opinions of people who I don't know. It's just, why care about what some idiot behind a keyboard has to say? You don't know what their life, you're not friends with them, they're not important in your world, so let them have a stupid opinion as opposed to giving them that platform. A lot of people then retweet it, and you're signal boosting an idiot's opinion, when if you just left that opinion out there just to kind of sit in the cyberspace, it would just disappear.
You and I will always be in this cosmic dance to the point where you might have to look in the mirror and go, you might have to look in the mirror and go, why do I keep asking this guy why he cares? Because where I always go, I care too much. And you go, why do you care? And it's like, I get it. I wish I could be you because you do not you're like Mickey Rourke. It's irrelevant. All of that is irrelevant to you.
I care. I just don't care about people's opinions that I don't know.
Yeah, it gets to me.
Or that don't have nothing to do with you. It's not going to affect my opinion of what I'm watching.
Well, I'm at the point where it's like I join a group because I want to talk about a show that I love, and there are people that are in the group. All they're doing is taking a dump on the show that I love, and even to the point it's like, why are you in this group? It's like me going to my favorite restaurant. I know, and that's the thing. If trolling is really what it is, what does our society become that all you want to do is just make other people miserable? Because that's what trolls want to do. They just get their joy out of making other people miserable, coming to my house and going, your house sucks. And it's like, well, I mean, don't come into my house. I mean, if you think it sucks, I'm not saying you should love my house, but you want to come into my house and insult me all the time. And to me, that's how you get your joy. Okay.
I think they get the joy because they're getting a reaction. You know what I mean? So like they're getting some kind of attention, which then the best way to, shut them down is just to give them zero attention.
Yeah, which means I got to then leave my house. Because
I just got to shut the windows and not let them not have to hear them,
and enjoy your awesome house that you love.
Yeah, turn up the sweet tunes in your house. So
isn't that basically staying off Facebook?
Yes.
Yeah. Please stay off Facebook.
I mean, that's what that is.
Or blocking the idiots that are getting under your skin.
Oh my God,
muting them.
It would be, I mean, if you're part of a group, to mute all of those idiots, I mean, it is almost impossible. Because I believe that they just create new accounts and come back in.
Because sometimes I notice, like, at least obviously my frame of reference is the world of wrestling fandom, but it seems very similar to sci-fi fandom or any kind of fandom where you have passionate people that have these opinions. But I find myself seeing people going on these soapboxes defending somebody, but I never saw the negative thing. Like, for instance, there's a wrestler, Eddie Kingston, who's awesome. Yeah. He's in AEW, but he's not ripped and shredded. Like, he's kind of just looks like the dude from New York that you see like outside of a convenience store that'll just beat your ass, but doesn't need to have a six-pack. But all these people are like going to the back, like, anyone thinks he's not an athlete. There's like, everyone's yelling and screaming about him. I never heard the insult. Like, it's like everyone's giving attention to the insult, but all I'm seeing are all the people coming to bat for him. Like, if nobody goes on social media complaining about the idiot that had something negative to say about this guy, we wouldn't know that idiot even existed.
See, again, I mean,
Eddie's laughing his way to the bank the whole time, probably. He doesn't care.
Yeah, you're right, man. I mean, but that's been the problem my whole life is caring. I mean, this one guy pissed me off today because he was just like, I really like this one episode, but let me tell you something. But you know what? Well, why is it that they couldn't have found the flux capacitor? And then somebody said, dude, they did find the flux capacitor, and then he goes, oh, well, I only skimmed the episode. So he's telling everybody how much he hates the freaking thing. I love it. And I'm just like, you love it.
That's
and
fantastic. That's great. That's grade A troll right there. Yeah, as a troll, that's grade A troll.
Yeah. See, that's why it's like I gotta leave the house. It's just like because of the trolls. And at the end of the day, what are they doing? Are they, what are the trolls doing for society except just getting a rise out of people who just want to go enjoy what they want to enjoy with the other people that want to enjoy what they want to enjoy?
But you can still enjoy it.
I can't. Not when I go to a place with my friends and.
Oh, you can't enjoy that Facebook page. I got you.
No, you know what I mean? Again, even if you had a club night where you wanted to talk about what you liked, and somebody just showed up and just kept taking a dump all over your stuff and calling you idiots, eventually you'd go, get out of our house. You wouldn't just sit there. Yeah. But you can't do that with Facebook. You kind of go, I have to leave, because they keep coming in droves and droves, making up new accounts, new names. And that to me it's really sucky.
Yeah, Johnny, bunch of numbers at the end of his tag. That guy.
Exactly. Oh,
he drives you insane.
Oh man, I mean, it is. Yeah, so that's why I'm a little like, F you, Mickey. I don't need you to sit there and take a dump on Tom Cruise. I really thought Top Gun was amazing, considering that it's not a superhero movie. Like, think about it, not a sci-fi superhero movie that killed at the box office the way that did. That hasn't been done in so long.
It's no Thor movie, though. I'll tell you. From what I read on Facebook.
Don't start on that.
It's either, that one's either lots of hate or super love. There's
I haven't heard a single positive thing about the new Thor movie.
I haven't seen it yet. You've got some holdouts that really want to love it and want to love Marvel movies, and so I think they're trying to defend it. But
dude, the audience gives it 81% on Rotten Tomatoes.
And I also love Taika Waititi, who directed it, and I haven't seen it yet, but I mean, I love that guy, so I can't really comment, but I'm noticing that some of my hardcore friends who love Marvel movies, one of them especially, who, he compared it to Wonder Woman 1984, which is a
sweet,
big
I'm going to love this movie.
Yeah,
me too.
Yeah, you too, Ken. So I'm afraid to watch it because I'm like, I don't know.
From a couple of people who aren't typically ones to crap on a film like that, in my little world of social media like that, they're like, I'm a big fan of the Thor fan. I was so excited to see it. I've never been more disappointed by a movie. I was like, damn, like I never hear negative stuff come out of that person's keyboard.
Yeah, and this director knocked it out of the park with Thor 3, so that's why it's like, wow, this is really, I'm going to have to see it just to figure out what's up. Yeah.
You have to hate watch it.
Go ahead, hate watch it, baby. right, I have a question for you. What is a sleep divorce? Well, one celebrity just opened up about how he and his wife are just that, a sleep divorce. You're going to hear from him at 8:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
BECU. You've heard the name, seen the letters. But what does BECU stand for? Simply put, not-for-profit BECU stands for people. For charting your own path. For choosing what's right for members instead of what's profitable for someone else. Because they are the reason our credit union exists. So we do everything in our power to help them reach their financial goals. BECU. Power in people. All Pacific Northwest residents are eligible to join. Federally insured by NCUA.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. A recent study was done that found that 31% of people would like a sleep divorce in their relationship.
Oh.
I didn't know what the story was going to be about. I had no idea that I was cutting edge.
You're more like a state divorce.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean. I go big, buddy.
Yeah.
You know what? You want it done right, you do it the right way, pal.
Oh, yeah. Right, you don't do any of that little, small ball kind of stuff, like just sleep in different beds.
I swing for the fences, baby. Julio
right.
Gulio, that's me.
Not even different, he's not even in the same house.
No. So what is a sleep divorce? This is when couples who love each other but dread bedtime together. Oh. So they sleep in different bedrooms.
Oh, if you got a super snorer or something like that.
I bet that's the number one reason.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, I know I am. It's hard when you can't get to sleep because somebody is.
Your
just
snoring is so bad they moved to California.
Yeah, It's pretty bad, buddy. Yeah, I know. So on the Today Show, Carson Daly admitted to his co-host that he and his wife, in fact, do have this sleep divorce.
I do. I'll say it. I'll keep it real. Siri and I are sleeping apart right now because we're renovating our house. Now she's pregnant, so she has some rough nights. I have sleep apnea, so I just started on this CPAP. It's a mask that makes all sorts of noise. When our house wasn't being renovated, we slept together, went through it. It was fine. We don't want to sleep apart, but we have now, and I think secretly we're both kind of like, this is kind of cool. Yeah, because you just get command of the whole room. I don't wake her. She doesn't wake me.
Wait, he's married to Siri?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I can't answer that.
Oh, look at her. See? Maybe it's more than just a sleep divorce with Siri. I didn't know.
Also, he's on the Today Show?
Oh, yeah. For a while.
I had no idea. I honestly had no idea what the hell Carson's been up to.
He's one of those correspondents. He's not one of the main people, but they will go to him for color commentary.
That's why he keeps it real.
Yeah.
He's not yet ready to be a full phony.
I believe he's also a co-host of our I'm Listening thing that we do every year. It was the first time for him because it went super national, and Carson was like, I want to be involved in this, so he's been doing that too.
Well, nice. Good for him. I'm glad that he's employed.
I miss TRL.
Right. Yeah. Or remember the late Carson Daly show?
Nope.
That show was on forever, but I knew nobody I knew was awake to see it.
I think, isn't Lily Jang doing that now? She's a big internet star and she took over that slot. And Carson.
Oh, so they're still trying a show at that time.
I believe so. Yeah. Which is, Lily Jang made a name for herself on YouTube to the point that NBC was like, we need to hire her. At least that was the last I heard. I don't know if she's still going strong on that spot or not.
I don't think even though I have time, not all the time, but every once in a while we'll snore. And sometimes, maybe a little flatulent. But I think my wife would agree that I don't want to have a sleep divorce. I like knowing that, we're in bed together.
Oh, during the summer, I want a sleep divorce.
Really?
Oh, yeah, because it's just so hot and we don't have air. I mean, we have, the little portable air conditioning. But even, last night, my girlfriend was like, do you want to cuddle for a little bit? And I was like, absolutely not. Sorry, you need to lay on the floor because we're both sweating and it's ridiculous.
Well, I've heard, the latest trend is, a lot of, couples, they'll just get their own blankets. That's a thing now where it's you don't share the same comforter or a blanket that.
That's the start, Steve.
It's kind of like what we do because the wife is I don't know, she's frozen on the inside. I don't know what goes on with it, but it's just
that's a complicated married to you.
Thanks. But it's I have a blanket and a sheet, and she uses blanket, sheet, and comforter, and I just fold over the comforter so she gets double on that side because I run hot. I can't deal with that.
I don't know how you and Danny are in relationships with the way you describe the wonderful tender situation.
She knows what I mean when I say stuff like that, usually, probably.
You know what I mean when you say you're frozen on the inside, honey.
Also,
Red's
you
there
said-
to warm her up, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Also,
I mean,
you
true.
sent your wife to another state, so I think all three of us are in the same
I would like
category.
to let's be clear. She retreated to another state. Let's be clear about
She
this.
waved the white
Sorry.
flag as she got on the plane. I give up, kind of.
It was her escape plan. Okay, prison break happened in real life, and she was part of it.
See, we have we definitely don't have a sleep divorce. We have a toilet divorce. You know, because she's like, you feel like you have your own toilet. Like, Like I just mentioned her because like my doctor was like, oh, you got to do that colonoscopy thing, you know. So that's on the horizon.
Yeah, you
and
do.
my wife's like, can you stay in a hotel the night before that?
Oh, wow.
That way, because you got to take some kind of like liquid that just cleans you out.
I know. Yeah, bro. You're pretty much married to the toilet for that day. For most people, that's how it is. You do not leave the toilet. I brought my iPad in first time I had a colonoscopy and just watched the show because I just like you have to go that much.
Yeah, I heard the prep is just insane. Like as far as it's at least every 15 minutes you're on that toilet.
And then eventually it's like, you're trying to clear yourself out and eventually you do. And basically it's just like you are like, hey, if prep goes in one end and comes out the other end. You're like, and it is hard, oh boy, to leave.
So yeah, she's like, can you get a hotel for that?
That's amazing.
Which I was like, it's not a terrible idea. I don't like, because you don't like I do it. I don't like you commenting when I have to do those things. Like, so this seems like a perfect idea.
Yeah. Well, just know it's the first step, my friend. Separate blankets, separate bathrooms. You're on your way to a sleep divorce. And even Carson Daly's got to wonder if this is a permanent thing because he talked about what happens when he and his wife do get in bed together.
When we're together, like Siri will build a wall.
Yeah.
I swear to God. And that wall is between me and her.
I have a pillow wall.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why
I'm just
everything's
like,
okay.
why don't we just sleep apart?
Yeah.
Oh, and I don't know who that other person was, that woman that says she has a pillow wall, but she's on her way to a sleep divorce. Let's not be inauthentic here. I feel like the older you get, the more you either A, have less tolerance, or B, you start snoring like, and you just have all sorts of stuff going on that, you know what? It's not a bad idea to have your own bed.
Also, too, me and my girlfriend almost have a sleep divorce as well because we have such, not opposite schedules, but she's a night owl and I can't be a night owl because of our job.
Right. Even if you want to be, you can't.
So a lot of times she just stays up watching shows and working into the evening, and I'll be waking up at 3 a.m. walking into the living room and she's going to bed. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, that was a good night by myself.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it. If you don't have the room, then you just got to keep separate schedules. All right, you have to stay up till I get up. Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, I wonder, was with Taryn and her husband, because he does the mornings on the radio as well, and she's on at night. It's like that's a crazy kind of a scheduled thing where it's like two passing ships at times.
You know what? That could be the secret to their long and happy relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not joking. Sometimes when people end up spending more time, it happens. A lot of my friends are retiring, and you're now starting to hear like one of the spouses, like, he has to get out of here. He's driving me. She is making me crazy.
Right.
Because they're just not used to being around each other that much.
You should take up a new hobby, like fishing or something.
Anything that's outside of the house.
Oh, definitely.
Hobbies that last 8 or more hours in a
Yes.
day.
Like a job.
Right.
Go get another job, please.
This woman was so happy. She was like, he's umpiring all these like Little League and Babe Ruth League. Like, he does a lot of umpiring, this guy. And she was like, I could see the jubilation in her eyes. So good that he's doing that. He needs to do something.
BJ, you should become an umpire.
Oh, man.
Jeez. You love baseball.
It would be cool to.
And you love yelling at people.
True. It's true. And those guys don't look like they're in the greatest shape either. So I think I might be perfect.
This is great.
Yeah. I would love to get into some. And then you always get the last word. You get to throw out the manager, throw out the player. I love that.
Throw out the parents. You got to start in the little leagues first, I'd imagine. You can't jump right to the big game.
Luck with that.
Listen, look, after Eric Powers, our buddy, got to be a big-time announcer for the Mariners, I'm shooting for Major League umpire.
But how did it start for him? He had a public address. He had to do a PA thing for a little league game. And then the next thing he did was for the Mariners.
I'll throw out those little crybabies. I'm ready.
No, here we go.
That's right. I don't care how old those little leaguers are. You're out of there.
That Eric Powers situation's almost straight out of a Disney movie. If they ever did a Disney movie about a PA address announcer kind of guy.
Yeah.
Like, he did one game for Little Leagues for his kid, and then the next opportunity he got was for the Mariners.
Oh, I thought you were joking.
No.
No, it was like one day this, the next day that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty wild that because I guess he does that. In his spare time, he does announcing for those games, doesn't he? Just on a regular basis, and the next thing you know, the Mariners are like, we need a guy.
I thought it was just a random thing.
I thought he did that for for Little League all the time, but maybe you're right. Maybe it was just, I'll randomly do this, and then I'll randomly go do this for the Mariners.
4 days ago, he posted, baseball dreams really do come true on Wednesday. And Eric Powers, he's one of the guys that we work with. You remember him from the Cube days, and now he's part of Hot and just crushing it over there as well. And he says, baseball dreams come true. On Wednesday, I was announcing my son's Little League game for the first time, and the next day I got a call from the Mariners to fill in for the legend Tom Hutler. This has to be the fastest move in baseball history. Thanks to the entire Seattle Mariners crew. Amazing work. Hope to see you guys at the ballpark this weekend. And then he did other games as well.
That's crazy.
Yes.
That is crazy. I love that he's got his own jersey, looking good.
Right.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, he did it once for Little League and then got to do it for the Mariners.
That's fantastic. That's really good. And I hear he did a great job, meaning who knows? Tom Hutler might want to take some time off. The summer's a nice time of year, to have to be stuck to do every game.
Yeah. Well, I remember when I tried out to auditions to do stuff with the Kraken, and one of the guys there, he was a super great guy, and John is his name. He was like, "Would you be interested also possibly of being attempting to do the PA thing, like the public address thing, where you announce the goals?" And I'm like, "No, not a chance. There's no way." Like, I would just be in my head way too much with so many of the European names. And, even being a hockey fan, like there's certain names that I would just butcher. And that's not the place to do that. So I was like, as much as that would be a lot of fun, that would be anxiety to the next level.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I would giggle every time they played the Rangers and I had to say Shesterkin.
That would be the other problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if anyone's named Mayonnaise, forget it. You'd never get that right.
I'd be like, Johnny Mayo.
Johnny Mayo, everybody.
Johnny Mayo.
But our friend Chad, who does radio in Vegas, also he mostly broadcasts here in the Northwest, but he's the guy that now does it for the Kraken, which is awesome.
Yeah, and I know. How about those two dudes growing up here in Seattle? And I know Chet loves Seattle because he used to live here and grew up here, and he's probably like, son of a gun, you got the dream job of unbelievable dream job because he, like you said, he does that for. Is it the Golden Knights? He does that for.
Chet does it for the Seattle Kraken.
The Kraken, dude.
Yeah.
He does it for the Kraken?
Yes.
I totally missed that the whole time. I thought he was doing it for the Golden Knights.
No,
he
does do stuff for, I think, the UNLV college basketball stuff over there. But no, I don't know if
I am an idiot. I just always assumed, I was like, congratulations, buddy. I thought he was announcing Golden Knights games because, he does his show in Vegas.
He's posting pictures of the Kraken logo on the ice.
I'm telling you, your mind, you talk about the Mandela effect, dude. The whole time, I would have bet money that he was an announcer for the Golden Knights. I would have died on a hill for that.
Maybe at some point he was.
No, you're probably right, Steve. I just, my brain just told me, oh, how great is that? He's working for the Golden Knights. He's working for the Kraken. How cool is that? Look at the both of them. Yeah. They both worked at the same radio station back in the day, Cube. They both grew up here. And now they're both getting the opportunity to announce for major sports teams. That is fantastic.
Yeah, when Danny and I went to one of the games, we were yelling at him to say our names.
Yeah, he did not.
How'd he do?
He waved at us.
Yeah.
Never heard our names.
Maybe you got to go to Vegas where he does the Golden Knight games. He'll yell your name out there.
He doesn't do that.
In my mind, he does. There you go.
I just love that because he posts so many pictures of him I
am an idiot.
The Kraken logo behind him.
Yeah, you're right. There is every bit of evidence to show me that he is doing this work for the Kraken, and here I am still putting my money down on Knights. I am losing every bet I make on this.
It's a fair, as much as I give you crap, it's fair for you to think that because he's on the air in Vegas.
I am such an idiot, though.
Well,
this is the problem. I'm going to answer a question someday for millions of dollars, and my mind is going to mess with me like that, and I'm going to be so mad.
I'm an idiot.
Yeah. Well, there you go. I can't really argue.
Now we got another drop of it, too, so it's good.
Yeah.
So it's a BJ, you should not become an umpire. You wouldn't be able to take everybody talking crap. You'd freak out on everyone.
Stay away from the Facebook pages for umpires. You might be okay.
What is wrong? Yeah, I would stay away from that, but, power goes to your head because you can. I remember Reggie Jackson telling stories about the umpires used to go, dude, you do it my way, or you know what, you were going to get called strikes every time.
You would also probably think everyone's playing for the Golden Knights too, so that's probably not a good idea to be a
yeah, well, there was that. Well, I'm telling you this. I was watching Sunday Night Baseball, and one of the Yankees dude got squeezed so hard. I think it was Giancarlo Stanton, where they called like 3 strikes in a row that were obviously balls. They were outside of K zone, and Aaron Boone, the manager, went nuts and got thrown out. And I'm like, I wonder. I think in the back of my mind, did Giancarlo Stanton piss off that umpire? Because they were balls. I mean, there's no doubt about it. And he wasn't even calling them strikes for anybody else. And that's where I was suspicious. Like, did Stanton piss off the umpire? Because they have that kind of power, man.
Damn.
Yeah, Reggie Jackson told the story. They have that kind of power, and you're at their mercy no matter who you are.
And it used to be, I felt like back in the day, maybe those umpires have gotten softer these days. Sometimes you just see the manager will go out there and it seems like he's having a very rational conversation. They must be saying something about the umpire's mom in just a very polite way. Because they get kicked out. And back in the day, it used to take like a Lou Piniella type meltdown where remember Lou Piniella, former manager for the Mariners, and he would get out there and throw second base off of the dirt and kick dirt into and even then sometimes he wouldn't get kicked out.
Well, right, what it is now with baseball, you're not allowed to argue balls and strikes. So as soon as you come out to do that, they automatically get to eject you. Then it's up to the manager, do I want to get my money's worth? But then you could get fined. So, that's that decision. Is it worth a fine to really defend my guy? Because we talked to Ryan Rowland-Smith yesterday, and, you got to be authentic because the players can tell in the dugout when you're trying to put on a show or if you're actually really sticking up for a legitimate cause.
Right.
So if you argue balls and strikes, even if you start yelling from the dugout saying, hey, dude, what are you doing? They can throw you out for that. That's a rule. They do not want you to come out and argue balls and strikes ever. So then the manager's got to go, okay, I'm already out. Oh. Do I want to come out and do I want to make a show of this? Which Aaron Boone decided, yes, I will. And John Boy, if you ever watch his videos on YouTube, he will tell you what they're saying. The guy slows down the video and you get to hear some colorful language. Dude, it's funny because I tried to watch it in real time, and I can't make out everything they're saying. But when you watch the John Boy stuff, every word you can think of is coming out of their mouths. It's fantastic. So,
if I don't get kicked out, I want to get kicked out in a blaze of glory.
Yeah. Oh, Lou Piniella style, like you said. Yeah. So,
grab a fanned beer, chug it, and spit it in the face of the umpire.
I would love to be part. I don't know if I could take the death threats because baseball fans will give you death threats. Because there's one guy.
Well, that's very rational of them.
Yeah, well, I know. There's because there is one umpire. I think Angel Martinez is his name, and he's infamous for just being a bad balls and strikes guy. He gets a lot of hate. He gets a lot of hate from the fans. So I don't know if I could handle that.
Angel Hernandez.
Is that what I said?
No, you said Martinez.
Oh,
because
Hernandez, thank you.
Someone just said, BJ, you sound like you'd be an Angel Hernandez type.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, and boy, everybody hates Angel right now. They really, really do.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I just Googled his name, and it's fans are furious at him for botching a call in the 9th inning against the Twins-Rangers game.
Again, you do a search for Angel Hernandez, and it seems like every time he's involved in any umpiring, especially behind the plate stuff, they hate that guy dead. Oh,
that's awesome.
Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one wrong.
Anastasia and Drizella were the stepsisters to which Disney character?
Snow White?
No.
Sleeping Beauty?
No.
Goldilocks?
No.
Goldilocks?
No. Which number president was John Quincy?
Cinderella.
Yep.
Oh,
he got there eventually.
Yeah. I got it right. Took too many guesses, but I got it right.
That's the problem. Good old Cindy Locks. Gotta love her. Isn't she great? Yeah, she's cleaning the Bears house. That's what she's doing. Waiting for her prince. You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Migs at 8:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's a question from a listener. My house is currently in foreclosure. I've stopped making payments. What can I do to save my house?
If you're already in foreclosure behind on your mortgage, you can stop the foreclosure by filing a bankruptcy. There's different types of bankruptcy. Chapter 13 can help you catch up on your house payments if you're behind. It would mean that you'd have to start making your house payments again and catch up on the amount that you're behind over 5 years. You could also take off or strip off your second mortgage, which would help you to reduce your housing payment every month, especially once you're done with the plan and done catching up on your first mortgage. We could also try to buy you some time by filing a Chapter 13 case. Filing a Chapter 13 would definitely stop your foreclosure.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. And thanks for listening.
BECU. You've heard the name, seen the letters. But what does BECU stand for? Simply put, not-for-profit BECU stands for people. For charting your own path. For choosing what's right for members instead of what's profitable for someone else. Because they are the reason our credit union exists. So we do everything in our power to help them reach their financial goals. BECU. Power in people. All Pacific Northwest residents are eligible to join. Federally insured by NCUA. BECU. You've heard the name, seen the letters. But what does BECU stand for? Simply put, not-for-profit BECU stands for people. For charting your own path. For choosing what's right for members instead of what's profitable for someone else. Because they are the reason our credit union exists. So we do everything in our power to help them reach their financial goals. BECU. Power in people. All Pacific Northwest residents are eligible to join. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. You've been waiting a long time for a big summer show. Well, how about 3 big summer shows? Pain in the Grass is back.
It's going to be the party of the summer on Labor Day weekend, BJ.
Oh, I mean, what a perfect time to party, man, as you get that one extra day to rock out your way.
One extra day to rest after rocking out Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, because you got Incubus on Friday, Alice in Chains on Saturday, Sunday, Sammy Hagar, a bunch of other great bands. You can see the full lineup at KSW.com. And also come party with us. We're going to have our BJ and Migs party where you get to get away from all the insanity of the crowd and just hang out with a bunch of other rockaholics and just have a free drink. You get some T-shirts and good vibes.
Good vibes, man.
It's always fun at those parties, man. I always have a blast.
Tickets are now available at Ticketmaster, and like Steve said, we do have a limited number of those BJ and Migs party tickets. You want more info? You know where to go. KISW.com.
Let's play B-Migs. It's time to play the game. Yeah. Everybody scream his name. B-Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa. B-Migs. You're a loser.
It is time for B-Migs, and it's Tuesday, so let's turn down for Julio Julio.
Charge out for what?
I made...
Jeez, what is going on there?
I don't know, but this is what's happening.
Home run, Julio Rodriguez.
Yeah, the J-Rod Show, but we know him affectionately as Julio Julio. And until Ryan Roland Smith puts it out there into the universe for everybody. Right?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think he's given up on it.
Yeah, I know, but I still love the fact that we still bring it up anytime we talk with him.
We are going to every time.
He's an all-star.
Yes. Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Cool. That's fantastic for this definite Rookie of the Year. Unless, I mean, fingers crossed, nothing happens that takes him out of the, that category for the rest of the season. But he's on par for that.
Could he possibly become the MVP too?
Boy, Aaron Judge is having a ridiculous season, so we'll see. It's awful tough for a guy to beat that, but it has it been done?
I don't know.
I feel like someone's won Rookie of the Year and MVP before, but I don't know who did it. I can't remember if it's been done.
No, okay, I know we haven't played B-Migs, but if the Mariners go to the playoffs, I mean, and a big part of it is because of Julio Rodriguez. How do you argue that that's not
Well, don't forget the other team that's going to the playoffs who has the best record in baseball.
Yeah, but they've been in the playoffs like all the time.
Yeah. This is a special thing.
So that's how we should say it. It doesn't matter how good any players are. It's just this is a special time for a special guy.
I think there needs to be an exception. The Mariners have sucked forever, and they finally make the playoffs, and Julio Rodriguez is a big part of it. MVP.
It's the suck factor.
Listen, I do.
Nobody else has been able to do it for 20 years.
Yeah, I know. You're right.
Oh, my gosh.
That would be, and look, and think about this. What if, because the Yankees are on pace to break the Mariners' all-time win record, what if, the Yankees have a fantastic season and then we do to them what they did to us during our spectacular season?
And, dude, I just thank you, Vicky, for finding it. One of the last times that a person was Rookie of the Year and MVP, Ichiro Suzuki.
Wow, I totally forgot that he did that.
Yeah, him and Fred Lynn are the only two players that have been Rookie of the Year and Most Valuable Player.
Wow. Yeah, and that was a hell of a year because Jim Rice also came up, who had a spectacular season, but Fred Lynn was just a little bit better and ended up being the MVP. Ichiro, it's kind of a cheat because he had already been played, but still, he was a rookie and he made it happen.
Hey, yeah, he was definitely a rookie in Major League Baseball.
Yep,
and he won the MVP. So,
so you're saying there's a chance?
Yeah, for a guy's first, season, doing what he's doing, yeah, that would be super exciting. Especially would be two Mariners that have done it. How crazy is that?
That would be, and that was the last time the Mariners were in the playoffs, right?
Oh, that's why I'm saying that's why if Judge ends up winning the MVP and the Mariners bounce them out of the playoffs, it's just like it was.
Karma.
Because because
it only took 20-something years.
21 years in the making.
How ironic would that be? That the team with the great record with the MVP gets bounced out by another team, and it turns out that last time that happened was when it was a reverse. That's cool stuff.
I feel like that's the moment that the Mariners, whatever curse they've had forever, that's the moment everything gets lifted. Mm-hmm. And it's a whole new franchise.
I like it.
That'd be amazing.
And
Let's go.
And Julio did it. And big shout out to Scott Service, who said, Julio, be the player you want to be, because there are teams that have tried to keep players from being who they are. Be quiet. There's a certain way to go. The Yankees finally relaxed their facial hair rule. It was weird seeing Matt Carpenter with a mustache. Saw that Sunday night, and I don't know when they did that, but you never could have facial hair as a Yankee. They were like the only team that kept that out.
That's why I never played for the Yankees, man.
That's exactly why. Actually, you'd be a perfect Yankee. Look at you. You have no hair.
Back in my baseball playing days, I liked rocking a mustache.
Oh, the Keith Hernandez
mustache. The handlebars. Yeah, there you go.
All right, let's play Migs.
Yes, let's get to our contestant. We got Josh and Edmonds. Josh, are you there?
Ow! Good morning.
Ow, good morning. All right, Steve, get out of here. For those playing at home, Josh will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Josh, you can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
I am ready.
How many players are there on the court at one time on a standard basketball team?
20.
No.
10.
No.
5.
Yes. What famous actor played Luke Brower on Growing Pains?
Pass.
What is the largest Spanish-speaking city in the world?
Rio de Janeiro.
No.
Pass.
Which legendary musical group starred in Magical Mystery Tour?
Pass.
Which animal native to China has a grouping called an embarrassment?
Panda?
Yes. Nicholas II was the last czar of which country?
Russia.
Yes. McDonald's first introduced the Happy Meal in what decade?
50s.
No.
60s.
No.
70s.
Yes. What gas makes up approximately 74% of the sun's mass?
Did he hang up?
Is he gone? No, he's still there.
Josh?
Hello?
Josh?
Well, the phone line's still engaged.
Yeah. Well, not too much. Bye, Josh.
Wah, 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 wah.
1, 2, 3, 4 correct.
Oh, man, Josh, you could have been better.
Well, yeah, and hopefully that one he did know, and he's just screaming into his phone as it's not broadcasting anywhere. So sad.
Yeah. He's gonna win. I lose again.
Oh, you think it's gonna happen again?
Yeah. If Steve, if he pulls, really a Mariners in the old days.
Oh yeah, like an old Mariners.
He's not gonna pull a new Mariners. It's a whole different world with the Mariners now.
It's true. It's true. They're gonna win, or what is it? See us rise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hashtag
That's
CS
it.
Rise, baby.
Hashtag. You ready?
I like the fact that Julio Gulio has gotten Rev into baseball a bit. I'm very excited about
Well,
that.
I just like Julio Gulio. I was like, I'm still not going to watch any of the games. Almost swore.
All right. Well, I was excited about the Rev being into baseball, but apparently there's no reason.
No, I'm a one sport man. It's cracking.
That's right. Hockey, baby.
Yeah. Steve, you ready?
All right.
How many players are there on the court at one time on a standard bat team? No.
Oh, 5.
Yes. Which famous actor played Luke Brower on Growing Pains?
Is that Michael? Oh, no, Alan Thicke.
No.
Kirk Cameron?
No.
What else? Growing Pains. Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yes. What is the largest Spanish-speaking city in the world?
City? You said? Or
Yeah.
country? Oh, city. Spain.
No.
Madrid.
No.
Mexico.
No.
City.
Yes, but too late.
I didn't finish. I had a lump in
You
my
had a
throat.
thing? You had a thing there?
I had a lump in my throat.
I'll give you half credit.
Yeah.
Which legendary musical group started Magical Mystery Tour?
That would be the Beatles.
Yes. Which animal native to China has a grouping called an embarrassment?
Pandas?
Yes. Nicholas
Panda.
Nicholas II was the last czar of which country?
California.
No.
Russia.
Yes. McDonald's first introduced the Happy Meal in what decade?
I love that pissing up. I hear it slapping the table every time.
So bad, dude.
The 50s.
No, it's Steve. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 correct. You win 5-4.
Boom.
The half didn't matter.
Yeah,
I'm still not going to count it.
Good.
But thank goodness you got at least 5 there, man.
I can't believe it. It was closer than I expected.
Who cares?
That
I
was,
won.
That was a lot of work to get through those questions, dude.
And if he didn't cut out, who knows, man? I don't
It
think
might
Steve
have been.
deserved that.
It might have been the deciding factor. I don't know, Steve.
Yeah.
You would have gotten this one because there's a question you didn't get to.
We should see if Vicky can get it. See if Vicky can answer it.
Well, we can see if Steve can get it first.
Well, all right. Fine.
What gas makes up approximately 74% of the sun's mass?
Oh, he's not going to remember this.
Oh, it's oxygen.
No.
Butane.
Yeah. Vicky.
Butane?
Yes.
Vicky,
No.
Hydrogen?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Not methane. That's just
Wow,
me.
that's a tie, Rev.
Why is it a tie?
Because Vicky could have answered for him like she does when I got
shut up
cut
with
out.
your. This is why you would be the worst umpire ever.
Yeah.
You just make up rules as you're going along. That's not fair. That's not great.
There's my song.
Oh God, you're the
I think I deserve a song.
You're so weird.
He can't do that.
What the hell is going on? Oh,
Now I'm just going to play every winning song that I have in my box there.
Wow, I just gave a little bit.
Just walk out, Rev.
Yeah,
Walk out.
Yeah, Rev, now it's out of control.
Yeah, it's all gone to hell, Rev.
Yeah. Okay, this should be a tie. Rev never gave Ricky or Vicky a chance. You know, poor Ricky's been waiting for the longest time.
Oh, and you were wrong about all the facial hair stuff. A lot of people are texting, and I forgot about that. Don Mattingly did have a mustache. You could have a mustache as a member of the New York Yankees back in the day.
Really? You know what?
It just couldn't go past
was
the
it?
lips.
Oh, maybe it was beards. Oh,
No beards. Mustaches were fine.
Oh, well then, you know what? Then the rule must still be in place. I forgot about Mattingly. You're right, because
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing a whole lot of people with, maybe dudes don't like rocking a mustache because they look like porn guys. Oh, so the rule must still be in place then. Oh, wow. I thought
You are
that
just the worst today.
I am. Well, it's you hardly ever see a Yankee with a mustache. That's why I thought they relaxed the whole rule, but that's true. Don Mattingly did have one.
Yeah, Keith Hernandez was a man.
No, he was a man. Yeah,
I think he had a great mustache though.
And I think maybe Rich Gossage might have had one.
Oh
too.
yeah,
Goose had one.
What a great
totally.
nickname, Goose Gossage.
So your hair has to be a certain length, I think, and you can't have a beard. I think that's what it is.
Your hair can't touch their collars.
Yeah, that was always when my grandpa would yell at me when I grew my hair long. He was just like, the Yankees, you can't have long hair, therefore I'm like, in my head, I'm just like, my grandfather is basing his rules on how I should look as a human being on the rules that the New York Yankees have.
Yeah.
He lost his mind when I grew my hair out, like when I had a mullet. He's like, you gotta cut it. He's like, you gotta cut that hair. The Yankees, they don't let their players have long hair. You can't have long hair.
Yeah, very interesting take.
Were you allowed to in school?
Was I? And
Like-
my school had no problem with me having a mullet.
Well, because my dad at his school, they had the uniform thing, and they had a barber in their school in Mexico.
Whoa.
So
Nice.
The teachers, oh no, this was awesome. the teachers, the principal would come up and like grab your hair, and if they could grab a fistful, they're like, nope, go to the barber.
Really?
But the barber would give you the most jacked up haircuts. My dad would like bribe him and like bring him snacks, or
He probably wasn't even a barber. He was probably like the gym teacher.
right?
Yeah.
But like he'd bring him like, you know,
Some scissors.
nudie mags and stuff like that. Like, yeah.
Excuse me,
It was-
what?
It was like,
Okay,
like the
what?
little comic strips that were like obscene, you know. He
Who
would bring
gave these
those-
to you? What?
My dad, like-
your dad gave them to the barber, or vice versa?
No, my dad would give them to the barber so he wouldn't get a messed up haircut.
Oh,
He'd give the barber at his high school porn. So that he would get a good. I mean, this all sounds very on the
I
up
didn't
and up.
realize that
Steve.
your dad went to prison for elementary school.
What the hell is going on?
I mean, it was
They
a
give him
different
toilet
time.
wine too?
I got news for you. Those schools with uniforms and hair policies have no idea the depravity that goes on. They think they're stopping something when they impose these rules, especially with the young kids. They're stopping nothing. They really are not.
The only thing I remember, like my parent put their foot down. I wanted a rat tail, and my mom would not allow it.
Because
Your mom
she's
was
a smart woman.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah, your mom knew what was up.
Whatever.
Because you're kind of, you really did not make the best decision for yourself.
Because that was the main reason why I was growing the mullet. Because eventually I wanted to cut it, so I'd have the rat tail right there, ready to go.
I got some extensions if you want. I can make you one. We can just glue it to your head.
Oh, please! I could grow a rat tail.
Yeah, but you look like a Hare Krishna if you do that.
Pain in the
You want
grass
that
rat
look?
tail. There we go.
I don't know if I was grown in that. That's not that long away.
All right, hair extension, Vicky. Let's get it
I'll
done.
do the extension.
And get him a tambourine, get him some orange robes, and he'll be perfect. Yeah, you could tell him it's a rat tail. Nobody will know that it's, yeah. Hey, it is time for Listeners on the Loose. This is where you pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. We got your calls, we got your texts at 917 on the Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
The idea of owning a home felt like a pipe dream.
That's BECU member Leandra talking about her home buying experience.
So we went to BECU where I met our mortgage advisor, Lauren, and she was like, this is what we're going to do. This is how you buy a home.
As a not-for-profit credit union, BECU helps members find the right home loan to meet their needs. Learn more at becu.org/home loans. BECU, power in people. Equal housing opportunity lender. NMLS ID 490518. Members were compensated for participation.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. It is time. It is time for the world to hear you. But they won't hear you long if you don't follow Steve's rule.
It's a simple rule, BJ, and it's to show some energy and bring it. Otherwise, we're going to have to gong ya. And then say goodbye.
Goodbye, old friend.
206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Listeners on the Loose brought to you by Advanced Hair Restoration.
We have a shout-out request. It's from Joshua G. He's
All right,
saying,
Joshua.
Says, my name is Josh. I own Perfection Plus Drywall in Montana. The boys and I listen to every single morning on the Odyssey app, and I'm always telling them how kick-ass of the guys you are. To prove it, can you give the boys at Perfection Plus Drywall in Montana a shout-out?
Give it out a shout.
Boom.
Why? Now, I'm curious to find out how he found out about us, if he lived here and then moved to Montana, started a business, which is really cool. But thank you, guys. Thank you so much for listening. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, maybe just said, screw Seattle. I'm going to Montana.
Yeah, if you want to get a beautiful area and it's cheaper, though, because what's that show, the Kevin Costner show, more people going out to Montana?
Yellowstone?
Yeah, a lot of people in Montana aren't happy about it because you got a lot of rich people wanting to buy big land out in Yellowstone, and city slickers trying to take over.
How dare they?
How dare they? And the Odyssey app, you can listen to us anywhere you are on the Odyssey app, which is cool. AUDACY. Odyssey.
Not the only person listening on the Odyssey app. Shout out also to Tim. He says, I moved from Washington to Indiana last year, and I'm so happy I can still listen to your show on the Odyssey app. You guys continue to make my mornings awesome. Keep it up, and thank you.
Yeah,
no
thank
pressure.
you very much. That's for sure.
No pressure at all.
No pressure on us at all.
Not at all. Just make sure you never stop listening.
Also, it said, Steve, don't get a rat tail because then your head will look like a giant sperm, LOL.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's not a visual I needed this morning.
What is one that I forever have now?
If it was a blonde or like a white, like a blondish platinum rat tail.
I like how you're really qualifying that it has to be a certain color, otherwise your head wouldn't look like a big sperm.
Right.
As opposed to what it looks like right now, which some people would argue. And by the way, I will say this, Steve.
Yes.
I don't know if you've seen Jeffrey Ross lately, but he's now the new
bald.
Steve. Yeah, well, and I watched The Dirty Daddy. I mean, I finally brought myself, I finally worked up the courage to watch the Dirty Daddy Netflix special tribute to Bob Saget.
Okay.
And and it was great. And yeah, you might cry a little bit but you really, it just is it's amazing. It's good to do. It was cathartic, but Jeffrey Ross has just a ridiculous amount of I'm bald and I look like this guy jokes. It's just fantastic.
It's weird seeing him with it because I know he's been bald for a little bit now, but like I still picture Jeffrey Ross as a younger version of himself with a full head of hair, with almost like that giant like just poof of hair.
Yeah, he had a great mop. He really, really did. And I always wanted him to go like, Larry Fine from the Three Stooges. I figured if he was balding, dude, keep the crazy hair, but be like Larry and just, let it have the bald spot in the middle and just have the almost like, a Bozo the Clown look. But man, he didn't do it.
Dude.
He didn't do it for me.
Jeff Ross looks like BJ now that he's bald. Doesn't he?
Oh, because he's got the facial hair.
And
he's got like
it's
a thin...
the eyes, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And the
Oh,
nose.
yeah. Well,
are you guys related?
Whoa. Here's the thing.
Right?
I often wondered if I ever did a DNA test, would I be related to Jeff Ross? Because you're right. We do look similar. Wouldn't it be bizarre if we were long-lost brothers? But I haven't done a DNA test, so I don't know.
You should ask him to do a DNA test with you.
That'd be a great idea.
I'm sure that's not going to be a weird thing to ask at all.
Not at all. It's like, I hardly know you, Jeffrey. You've been on the show a couple times, but what do you say? Would you like to do a DNA test together?
We're like best friends. You've been on the show like twice.
I mean, if he was adopted, I would. If it turns out that both of us were adopted, we looked at each other and said, wow, we really don't know. We could be related. I would be incentivized to do it if, in fact, he was, but I don't think he is. So there you go. But anyway, Dirty Daddy on Netflix is the show that's a tribute to Bob Saget. Jim Carrey is on there, and he's got some great moments, as well as Chris Rock. Jackson Brown, and boy, there was a great bit about how
guy?
Yeah, he was friends. Like Bob Saget was friends with so many random people, from Jackson Brown all the way to John Mayer. You talk about like two ends of the age spectrum when it comes to music. But so many people love the dude.
I'm not surprised. I mean, he was an iconic character on television for the longest time and also just a very well-loved comedian.
He was very kind to to people. They said he was a positive force. That was what I got from that special. We knew him and we had great times with him. And everyone said it. He made you feel like you were his best friend. And he surely made us feel like we were the best radio show he's ever been on every time he came on.
And that's when we realized that he was a compulsive liar.
Yes, and that was actually one of the jokes. Somebody did actually use that as a joke.
Oh,
so,
funny.
But anyway, it's on Netflix. It's really good. Dirty Daddy. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. It is listeners on the loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show.
All right, here's a good question. Someone said, hey, I don't know if you've seen the latest TikTok challenge. I was wondering if BJ's kids would back him in a fight.
What? Oh, wow.
Get Joe in here.
All right.
I should probably have Sarah help out. If I had to pick between the two people in your family, I think Sarah would be down to throw some fists on your behalf. I don't know about Joe.
I think you're right. If you had to pick on that one, I would. And I'm going to see if we get to
No, you give Joe enough drinks. I think he might be willing to throw down as well,
I don't
too.
see Joe as a fighter even when drunk, though.
That's true. He might just buy more drinks for everyone else and try to keep her.
That's correct. I'm a negotiator.
So the TikTok challenge is what? So you have to, get into a fight with your kids?
Yeah, what it is that it's a prank, and we got to be clear. This is a prank because
so they're not really fighting.
No one's really getting into a fight, but they just basically prank their kids to see if, in fact, if there was a fight, would their kids have the back? So parents, what they're doing, they're posting videos with the hashtag fight prank, and they all start the same way. The parents walks in and tells their kid to drop what they're doing and put their shoes on because they need help. Then they say that they have to go fight another parent who has a kid about their age.
I'm
they need
such
the kid
a fan of this prank.
Just in case the other person's kid jumps in. And again, nobody's actually fighting. It's just a prank the parents are doing to see if the kids would have their back. And we've got a couple of examples of how these kids reacted.
Go put your shoes on now. Why? Because I'm going to go fight this girl. And if her son comes out, I need you to fight him.
Okay. There's this girl I have to go fight, and if her daughter tries to jump in, I need you to help me fight her too. Come get your shoes on.
I don't know how to fight yet.
That sounds like Joe. Yeah, I'm busy right now, Dad.
Yeah,
oh, dude, if my dad came in and told my brother and I, he's like, I'm about to go fight. I know my brother. I'd be like, let's go. This is going to be some good father-son bonding time. Dad doesn't want to beat us up. All right, we're in, Dad.
Oh, wow. That's a good point. You know,
That does sound kind of sad.
Yeah, it's like, oh, wait, you're not going to hit me? All right, I'm in. I'm ready to go.
Can we use that belt you use on us?
Yeah, exactly. Use the belt move, Dad. I'm telling you, it's a quality one. So the question is, who would back? And if I did that to my kids, Joe said he would negotiate on my behalf, but he wouldn't fight on my behalf.
All right, Sarah.
All right. So Sarah, the prank is, it's not. Would you, if I told you we had a fight, would you come fight with me?
100%.
Yeah, you called it, Steve.
I am ready to get in a fight. Are you kidding me? I'm 30 and still have never physically fought anyone.
And what a cool moment, back to back, like one of those action movies.
Oh, jeez.
Fists up.
Yeah. I mean, seeing BJ in a fight would be hysterical, and I sadly think I wouldn't do much better. So we might lose, but Dad, I got your back for sure.
Oh, that's nice to know. I appreciate that.
Yeah, well, and I think about the neighbors we have now, and none of them are like my age at all, but I immediately was like, dude, even if the little ones want to fight, even if they're going to get in there, I'm going to get in there and kick their ass.
So you're going to go after the toddlers is what you're saying?
Hell yes.
Okay, great.
Dad, I got your back with everyone.
Hopefully the neighbors don't listen to the show. I don't think that they need to go, wow, we used to be able to let our kids go out in the neighborhood, but not anymore. Sarah's eyeing them all for a fight.
I'm certain Tatum would fight on behalf of Mom. Even at this age. I think she'd be
At
ready to
2
throw it
years
out.
old, you've got
Two
to
and a
figure
half.
it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't think with Dad just yet. It depends.
Daddy, no.
Yeah.
You're
Dad,
like, wait,
no.
I need your back.
So your kid, you think it would go scrapping for Mom? Like if Mom said, Tatum, we got to go fight. Tatum's ready to go.
In a heartbeat.
Oh, wow.
She's a mama's girl.
All right.
Although we had that moment yesterday where I was like, I had to tell her no to something, and she got mad at me and pushed me.
Oh.
And I was like, what the hell? I'm like, no, you do not do that. And then she starts having waterworks. I'm like, you apologize to your father. She's like, I'm sorry. And I'm like, oh, gosh, this is hard. Like, and you know what the argument was about? It was the dumbest thing. She felt Frosty the Snowman had a boo-boo and needed a Band-Aid. So she went to the closet in the bathroom to go get a Band-Aid for Frosty. But the problem is that these damn Band-Aids stick on the stuffed animal, Frosty the Snowman stuff thing, that you can't get the Band-Aids off. So I'm like, no, Frosty's already got like 8 billion Band-Aids on him. No more Band-Aids. And there's a full-on meltdown. I'm like, you can put a Band-Aid on yourself. I know you like doing that. That's cool. But you can't put a Band-Aid on Frosty. And she comes over and just pushes me. And I'm like, what is happening right now? This is the dumbest thing ever.
You deserve to be pushed.
What is
I'm
happening?
on Tatum's side here.
Yeah. I mean, it's called
Just one
toddler
more
logic.
Band-Aid. Why not?
That's too many. You know how hard these Band-Aids are to get off of this stupid stuffed animal?
She does not care.
She
wants that.
Who,
she wants
Sarah or
Frosty
my
to be-
daughter?
Yeah, both. They
And
both
also-
want Frosty to be wrecked.
It takes forever.
Welcome to a look into your future of arguing with your daughter when she can actually argue back.
Oh my god! Yeah, right now she's got like the very primitive way of arguing back. She just comes over and pushes me.
Yeah,
that's
Danny,
gonna work.
You remember all the talking tough stories that Steve has had over the years about you guys and your kids? You should be tougher than that. I mean, Danny and I are going to just watch and smile as you get wrapped around that finger so quickly.
No, Frosty did not get a Band-Aid on it.
Oh, yeah, but
I
you know
won.
what? You got into a fist fight with your kid. How's that feel?
She pushed me. I told her that was wrong. She cried. I won.
Yeah, that's the story you're telling us. But you went and you said, you know what? I'm going to go get the kids in the neighborhood. If this fight's happening, I'm getting people to get my back.
Now, Lulu, on the other hand, she would wreck people for Dad.
Lulu, honestly, that damn dog bites anybody even when there isn't a fight.
But she doesn't have teeth anymore,
No,
does
she doesn't. She'll just gum the hell out of you.
Oh, wow. All right, I'm ready to go over. I didn't know. You got to tell. I didn't realize she was completely toothless. I feel safe to go over to the house now.
Which is always great when Tatum pisses off Lulu and Lulu tries to bite. Not often, but one time because she'll like step on her on accident. You know, Lulu's first reaction is to bite. So she like clamps on Tatum and Tatum just laughs her ass off, which I know just has got to get under the skin of Lulu. Like, my defense mechanism makes her laugh.
Yeah, Lulu's like, yeah, tough getting old. This son of a.
Oh, dude, getting old is rough right now for a dog, I tell you.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So sad.
Are you hanging out with them? What do you got going on? You can't catch the ball like you used to?
See all that well anymore. It's just like there are times where I'm like, here's a banana, and she's just like looking at like the wrong things, and I'm like, the banana's over here.
Oh, dude. Here's what I will tell you. I mean, I make sure, because we, for the longest time, didn't realize our dog had problems. We just thought she was like, whatever. And I just thought it was old age, and it turns out she was losing her mind. And I feel badly. I feel badly because I feel like we kept her alive longer than we should have, not knowing. We just didn't know.
Well, mine, like, she's still got like the same like energy and attitude. It's just
that's good news.
Yeah, that's for sure. But every once in a while, like, it's just like, do you see what I'm putting in front of you? Like, this is food.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, our dog at one point, I mean, it was a sniffing game. We would just put like little treats all over the house, and she would have to sniff them out because she couldn't see them. And like, well, at least she's got the sniffer. At least that can help. I can get her where she's got to go.
Also, it said, Steve, use baby wipes to get the Band-Aids off of stuffed animals. So many Band-Aids they've had on their stuffed animals as well.
Baby wipes.
I'll have to try that.
Try it out, buddy. All of a sudden now, and then, see what happens when all the Band-Aids are gone. There'll be full-on meltdown.
Yeah, I know. Because I was like, let's just swap it out with the backup version of Frosty that has no Band-Aids on it. But that would be a very obvious change.
That's the problem. You went out and you did a smart thing by getting a backup Frosty in case she lost her Frosty, but I think she was on to you, and she says, you won't be able to back up this, will you?
This Frosty looks like it's been through hell.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Frosty from the bad side of town. You pick the topic. You guide the show. It is Listeners on the Loose, 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. More of your calls and more of your texts at 937 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
I'm so glad someone texted about this. I forgot about this happened while we were off. It says, did you guys hear about the Jets quarterback, Zach Wilson, who slept with his mom's best friend and his girlfriend is hot? LOL.
It just goes to show you, man. I don't know. Did we have a picture of the mom's best friend?
No pictures of the mom's best friend have been put up, but because they haven't really released that information. But this story is pretty bonkers, BJ. So it all started because him and his high school sweetheart, him and his girlfriend, they broke up. She started dating his former college roommate / teammate, who's a guy that plays for the Washington Commanders. Dax Milne, I think is his name. So somebody commented on the picture of Dax posting that he's now dating this girl, Ashley, and all this. And they called her a homie hopper, which I did not know was a nickname for someone who bangs other person's friends.
Oh, okay.
That's a good one. I like that. Homie hopper. Okay. So she deleted the response to that comment by a random person on the internet. But basically, she's like, oh, you calling me a homie hopper, but she said, what did she say? Something like, Zach was sleeping with his mom's best friend. That's the real homie hopper, with a laughing face emoji. And so that word has come out that he was cheating on his girlfriend and banging his mom's best friend.
Whoa.
To which then Chad Johnson, the former football player, wide receiver, he wrote, Zach Wilson is the GOAT. To which DK Metcalf responded with, confirmed.
Are you serious? DK Metcalf got in the fray?
Yes.
Wow. I don't know if I'd want to participate in that conversation.
Why not?
I feel like it's just a lot of wrong there. I don't know. I think I would just go, hey, secretly, quietly, I might say, hey, not bad. I'm
a big fan of DK on social media because he'll just jokingly, he'll mess with his own teammates and troll with it. He's just having fun, obviously, on social media.
And the kid's a kid. I mean, how old is he? Probably
Zach
like
Wilson?
22, 23 maybe?
I got to imagine around that, maybe 24.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
He's 22.
Yeah.
Quarterback for the New York Jets.
Yeah, and, look at the kid just going after. And you know what? Good for him. He's going cougar hunting. Good for him.
He should have played for the Cougs.
That would have been fantastic.
Yeah, what college team did he play for? And was their nickname the Cougars? How great would that be?
That would be very, very coincidental, and I would love it.
Yeah, played college football at BYU.
Oh,
I don't think
Brigham Young. Yeah.
Wow, isn't that
he's
kind of
more like Brigham Old?
Yeah.
Sorry.
There we go. I can't beat that.
Sponsored by the Latter-day Saints Church.
Yeah, that's a relatively,
Wait, no. BYU?
Yeah, the nickname they're the Cougars.
Yeah, Cosmo the Cougar is the mascot.
Yeah.
Zach Wilson is the GOAT.
There you go.
Dude, for real?
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Good for, I mean...
That's great reporting, by the way. See, we did better reporting. That should have been in the story. That really should have been in the story.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a soap opera. They need to do that's a bad term, Hard Knocks. But
no, it's great. That's perfect.
Yeah.
And of course, somebody found out that, him and that former teammate that's not dating his ex, they no longer follow each other on social media. And I'm like, you think?
Shocking. Yeah.
Right?
So the teammate's a Jet player dating his ex? Is that what I'm getting?
No, his teammate is a Washington Commander. Zach is a Jet.
Oh, okay. So I guess I got confused. Were they teammates in college?
Yes, they were college teammates and roommates.
Yeah, they're not going to be buddies and not visit each other anymore after that.
Homie hoppers.
Yeah, but if the way she makes it sound, if Zach left her basically, or if he was cheating on her, I think I'm not mad at the friend for that. He kind of caused it himself, and in a way, maybe if he's like, "Hey, look, you can make her happy because I was a jerk."
When are they going to play? We got to check the calendar to see when the Commanders play the Jets. We already have all that fun drama with the Russell Wilson and the Broncos taking on the Seahawks in week 1, and then Baker Mayfield in week 1 is playing against the Browns.
That's cool.
So it's like week 1 is just full of matchups. Now, if the Jets and the Commanders are playing in week 1, I got to imagine that the NFL is rigging all of this.
It really makes me wonder if did the NFL incentivize Baker's new team to just go, if you take him, it's week 1, we'll give you some money.
I just think that was just coincidental and awesome timing, though. Talk about a great story arc for week 1 for both of those games.
I don't see them playing never at all this season.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Oh. When was that? When has that ever happened that 2 quarterbacks get traded to teams and they're playing them week 1 of the next season?
No clue.
I don't think that's ever happened.
I have no idea if it has or hasn't, but I imagine it's pretty rare, and it's definitely extra rare if it's 2 teams happen, or
that's what
4
I'm saying.
teams it's happening to. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's why I figured maybe it's happened, one time in the season, but 2 quarterbacks traded to the teams are going to be playing on week 1. Wow.
I want to go to that game so bad, but it's so expensive.
For the Seahawks game,
the Seahawks and the Broncos.
Yeah.
Every time I keep thinking and maybe as tickets come, it's not going to get cheaper.
No, it's Monday Night Football.
But I want to go so bad.
Yeah.
$375 right now.
I don't want to spend that money.
Ticket.
Yeah.
For nosebleeds.
I don't want to spend that money to see Russell Wilson beat us. I just don't.
It's not going to happen.
No. You watch your mouth. Seahawks are winning that game.
Yeah.
Look, I want to believe it. I really do.
Then just believe it. Be a believer like Steve and I.
I'm willing to put money on that.
Oh, really?
How much?
Ooh, I'd have to make a private bet because you'd hate me. But then again, if you want the Seahawks to win, I should bet against them.
We could bet breakfast. We don't have to bet money if you don't want to. I'm down to put $20 on this.
Okay, $20. I'll put $20 on it right now.
Awesome.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I'm not saying that the Seahawks are going to have a better season.
No,
but I think week
that first game.
You think week 1 we're going to win?
Yes, home game.
Wow,
that team's going to want to just destroy them.
Wow, they may want to destroy them. Unfortunately, our defense does not play offense. That's the problem. Our defense can do whatever they want, but our defense
crush Russell Wilson.
Yeah,
that's what they're going to do.
All right. Well, you know what? Hey, I want that to happen too, which is why I will bet against the Hawks because that's usually what happens.
Our team on offense is, with Drew Lock, Geno Smith, Jimmy Garoppolo possibly at the helm. You can't ask for a better quarterback.
Oh, you can't ask?
Scenario.
I feel like I could ask, actually. I think I could ask for, but all right.
Any one of those 3.
Yeah, any one of those 3 amazing megastars. Yeah.
Let's get Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson's the guy we all want because someone's mother is about to be the target.
He's kind of busy.
Yeah. He may not throw passes on the field, but off the field, he'll get your mother involved.
How does that relationship work now with the mom's best friend?
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, I had sex with your son.
Yeah. I mean, you're banging my kid? Really? I mean, that's how about that? Think about it. Any one of your friends comes to you and says, I got news for you, I'm banging your kid.
If we've learned anything from thumbnails, then she just goes and bangs her kid, like the friend's mom's kid.
Right.
Oh,
revenge.
Yeah,
revenge.
Okay. Do you call that Eskimo Brothers, or is it another?
I don't know.
I don't know what you call that.
Mom hoppers.
Mom hoppers.
Mom hoppers.
Oh, my goodness.
I think that is what we need. Go look that up on Urban Dictionary. I hope it's good. All right, we have a big question beyond mom hoppers. We've got Ryan Castle, who may be a mom hopper for all we know. What do Ryan Castle and Shark Week have in common? I'm going to tell you at 9:51 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. And now, the Ryan Castle question of the day.
What do Ryan Castle and Shark Week have in common?
I make your whole week.
Damn right you do.
Oh, really, it's true, isn't it? I mean, once you know Ryan's around, like, the world's a better place. Is that it?
With a W. Whole week.
So they both can leave a big bite mark?
Yeah.
Both are excited about blood.
Yeah, whole week.
And Steve gets excited to watch them for a whole week.
Yeah, whole week. There we go. Hey, I really don't appreciate that we're even talking about this.
That's why we're doing it.
Yeah, the king of humble bragging. The king of humble bragging, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, is going to be Shark Week's first ever master of ceremonies.
Yes.
And guess where he said it was? How we found out? On his friggin' Instagram. It's how, because we have to know everything about Dwayne Johnson, don't we? We do.
I don't know. I think he'll probably do a good job. He typically does a pretty good job. What do you think?
Yeah, I think he can beat up a shark if he wants to.
It doesn't matter what you think.
It doesn't matter what you think.
Damn it.
Man, I tried to throw that softball
You
up.
did.
Yeah.
And here I am answering for you. I got suckered like BJ. Yeah. Damn you, Ryan Castle.
Nice. An Instagram post, he said, I filmed exclusively my parts in my home state of Hawaii and the beautiful predator of the Amumaka gods and all that rock stuff. Terramana.
Terramana. He didn't even say Terramana.
He said mana. He said after you look closely at the details of my tattoo, shark teeth are throughout to protect my ancestors and our mana. It's him trying to say Terramana.
Cool.
That's what I'm going to say. Yeah. Anyway.
You going to watch it, BJ?
No. F the Rock. All right. Hey, anyway, Ryan Castle, I'll watch him. Yeah. I'll watch him do a 12-pack, and that's next.
BJ and Migs play of the day.
So Mickey Rourke was just interviewing on Piers Morgan's show where he was asked about Tom Cruise. Mickey Rourke decided to go off on Tom Cruise. You got to give those guys their nods for what they've contributed as opposed to just like taking a dump on them like that. I don't think it's a good look for Mickey. I just don't.
I don't think Mickey gives a flying F. I think that's pretty much where he's at.
And this is why his career is where it's at. It's like, you're not Johnny Depp, okay?
No one's pooping on his bed.
BJ and Migs mornings on The Rock 99.9 KISW.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's another question from a listener. I have a mountain of credit card bills and consumer debt. Can I still keep my house if I file bankruptcy?
Yes, you almost always can keep your home and your house, your car in a bankruptcy. Depending on what type of bankruptcy you file, would depend on whether or not, for example, you can keep your vehicles if you have payments on them still. You can almost always keep your home if you're current on the payments on your home, even in full bankruptcy. In Chapter 13, you can also keep those items. If you're behind on your house, you could catch your house payments up in a Chapter 13, take off a second mortgage in a Chapter 13. So keeping your primary assets like a home and car is almost always possible in bankruptcy.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. And thanks for listening.
BECU. You've heard the name, seen the letters. But what does BECU stand for? Simply put, not-for-profit BECU stands for people. For charting your own path. For choosing what's right for members instead of what's profitable for someone else. Because they are the reason our credit union exists. So we do everything in our power to help them reach their financial goals. BECU. Power in people. All Pacific Northwest residents are eligible to join. Federally insured by NCUA.